Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Ghana Talks Radio, #1.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. Good morning to you all, and you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. We are back from the weekend. Hope you had a very blissful and a very productive weekend. This is the news review. Right here, we bring you all the latest headlines making waves in the news. From business to politics, from sports to entertainment, we got you covered with the most relevant stories and informed perspectives on issues that matter to you every morning right here on the show. Remember that this is your favorite online radio station. You're streaming live on Facebook at Ghana Talks Radio, on YouTube at Ghana Talks Radio, and also on X at Ghana Talks Radio. Do all to send in your comments and get interactive with us right here on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. I am your host, Ruth Esenam Fiagbedu, and I'll be doing this morning with Miss Regina Bless and Miss Debbie Adoso. Ladies in black. Good morning to you, ladies, and you're welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Good morning.
Miss Debbie, how are you doing?
I'm good.
How's the weekend?
It was quiet, okay.
It was quite okay.
Yeah.
Miss Regina?
Yeah, I'm good. Just tired.
I'm fine. So over the weekend, we saw VGMA. Did your favorite artist win?
Of course.
Oh, who were you rooting
I
for?
was rooting for Black Sherif.
Black.
And then
Black.
he did.
And then he did. Artist of the Year.
Yeah.
And he won a couple of awards
Yes,
as well. I think 5
yes,
in all.
In all.
Yeah.
And then he is the third musician aside Sarkodie and Stonebwoy winning VGMA Artist of the Year for twice.
Right, continuous.
Yes.
Some people were rooting for Wendy Shea, but it's quite
Wendy Shea,
unfortunate she didn't get it.
Not a year.
It's not her year. Right.
But she's doing well.
She's doing
I like
well.
the fact that even the male musicians are rooting for her. It's good.
It's
it means
good.
there is this kind of support.
Exactly. Miss Regina,
Yeah.
on the dressing, were you impressed?
I wasn't.
Yesterday I said that they should cancel the red carpet.
I wasn't impressed.
Hey, their
at
outfit
all.
was something, no, but did you watch the Nigerians on? It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh my God!
Look
I was
ready now.
I was so impressed. Nigerians are up to the task.
Yeah,
They know what they are
creative,
doing.
Very pretty.
So that was it over the weekend for the TGMA
She was
Awards.
speaking and then I interrupted you, so I
Oh,
let her
that's cool.
complete. Why?
Right. Can we proceed, Miss Regina?
Oh,
Right. Let's move on. Mama announces housing plan for teachers, nurses, and civil servants. President John Dramani Mahama has announced a new affordable housing plan aimed at helping public sector workers own homes more easily. The housing initiative will target workers such as teachers, nurses, doctors, and other civil servants. The president made the announcement during the launch of the Green City Housing Project. Government wants to make it easier for public workers to buy decent homes and pay gradually over a long period of time. Government says it will create a 3 billion Ghana cedis revolving housing fund through a partnership involving government, organized labor, private sector partners, and financial institutions. The Social Security and National Insurance Trust (SNIT) and Republic Bank Ghana are expected to support the financing arrangement. The money will be given to housing developers such as State Housing Company and the Tema Development Corporation. These institutions will then build housing units across the country. Banks will later provide mortgages to workers so they can buy the houses and pay over a period of 15 to 20 years. The goal of the project, according to the president, is to increase affordable housing for workers, make home ownership easier, and improve living conditions for public servants, strengthen Ghana's housing sector. The project is also expected to support job creation within the construction and housing industry. The initiative is part of government's broader effort to address Ghana's housing deficit while improving the welfare of public sector workers. So this is a new initiative the president announced during a lunch at the Green City Housing Project. And then he said that there's a new affordable housing plan which is aimed at helping public sector workers own homes more easily, such as the teachers, nurses, doctors, and other civil servants. And these homes will be given to the workers in collaboration with other banks and other housing institutions or companies, such as the State Housing Company and also Tema Development Corporation. And then you'll be given a particular period of time to pay this money gradually, and once you are done, you become a home owner. Miss Debbie, housing projects this time around are going to be targeting workers, nurses, doctors, teachers, and other civil servants. What do you make of the initiative?
I think the initiative is a laudable one because over the years I've seen government workers or public workers going for retirement or going in retirement, and then they end up not having anything to show. Most of them run into debt at the end of the day. So after retirement, what next? That is what we should be asking ourselves, especially for public workers. So you work for government for your whole life, 60 years or 50 years or 40 years, and then after you are done, there is nothing to show. And most of these people, after they are done serving the government, they become a liability. So you see the person say that, I want to go back to my hometown because here I don't have any property, I don't have any place, anybody to house me in here because I have no property. So with the government bringing this on board, I feel like it's very, very good. And then with what you read, the government is not doing this alone, and that is one thing I like about about this whole initiative. The government is going to partner with state housing institutions who are into estate developing. And so the government is going to finance these private institutions and they are going to build it. The government is not going to do it, or they are going to build it. So the government is going to sign a contract with these private owners, fund it, then they will build this because they are into real estate developing. They are going to build it in numbers, and then you as a government worker will need to. It's just like you. So let's just take it like SNIT. They deduct something like SNIT. They deduct money from your pay. Mm-hmm. So you are going to own this house, but then they'll be deducting it for your pay. I think it's good. By the time you are done with your 60 years, what you're 20, you are done paying. You are done paying. So
that is if only you are disciplined.
You are disciplined enough. So by that 60 years, you don't have to worry about where to lay your head. You have this is very good. But my problem is, President Mahama have less than 1.5 years in government. Mm-hmm. How well are they going to finish this within this short time frame?
The promises keeps coming.
It keeps coming, but don't forget that even with the previous promises he made, we've not yet gotten anywhere yet. with the Women Development Bank, I don't know how they are going to go about it. But then as it stands now, I can't see any bank they can point to that this is the Women Development Bank they are talking about.
Exactly.
They still have a lot of initiative that is yet to materialize. So with this promise that is very good, because as it stands now, one of the main thing that is draining workers
It's rent.
it's rent. So I feel like it shouldn't even be only public workers. They should even include the private workers as well. And then that one, there should be a way. You know, when you're doing NSS and then you're offering your service to the government with a private institution, there is a link between the government and that company. And so I think the company gives 10% of what you take to the government. So they can do something that collabo. And then at the end of the day, even if it is something that will be deducting from your monthly salary, then by the time you are done, you don't have to be thinking, because now that money that will be deducted alone, if you want to buy the house yourself or you want to buy a plot of land and then you don't even trust yourself, you'll be done with that 60 years and it's like you've wasted all your year serving government with nothing to show. So this is very, very good. I just hope that it's not just a yes or something that they are just saying it so is it please us
To look good in the eyes of the people.
yes, but it is something that will manifest. And I hope that even if President Mahama is not able to complete it, any government that comes on board should take this on, and it shouldn't be mad with embezzlement. We beg them, because this is when they'll be bringing in family and friends. I know a family who is interested in to say those we experienced in the past. So I just played it.
Miss Regina?
Yeah, so I would say it's a very good and laudable initiative, because looking at some of these public civil workers, they find it difficult to especially how would I put it, rent houses. But before then, in as much as it's a good idea, I know of Saglame or Saglime housing project. What happens to that one? Because honestly, that project can't be left to rot, because it's a very huge project and it has a lot of rooms in it, but it has been left for rodents and this hooligans to occupy. So I think they should concentrate on that first before they think of any other initiative. At least because it's across the world, or sorry, across the 16 regions, so they can concentrate on the Saglima in Accra here.
Yes.
So Anna,
Yes, in Accra,
somewhere Tema.
So you see, they can concentrate on that for the Accra people, and probably concentrate on the other regions, because for them they have none there. But in Accra we have a lot. The last time I saw the building, and mind you, if a house is left for a very long period of time without any humans occupying it, without day-to-day maintenance, you later see that there are cracks here and there, and it can lead to severe damage. So I think they need to concentrate on that more. But aside that, it's a very good initiative.
It's a very good initiative.
Yeah.
So they should consider the Saglime housing project. That was already there. They should focus on finishing that one before concentrating on this one. Because as you said, what drains a lot of workers is rent. Rent in Ghana is very expensive.
Saglame housing project.
Yeah.
You are not buying it all. The government is renting it for you on affordable price.
Yeah.
But with this one, it's like you are paying for it, and at the end of the day, you owe it yourself, like your own property. But with the Saglame, it's not like that.
It's rent.
It's just this. I don't know whether you heard of low cost. Then time, I think of what era or something. They were building affordable houses and they called it low cost. Oh, you didn't hear of that?
No, I've not heard of
Then
that.
you pay. It was affordable. Even that one, it's affordable. Those affordable houses are not affordable. When they mention the price to you,
They know it's not affordable. Right. Let's proceed to the issue of the NPP. The NPP sets up 30 committees to boost party organization. The new Patriotic Party has announced the formation of 30 committees to help strengthen the party's internal organization and operations. The decision was approved by the party's National Executive Committee and National Council during a meeting held on May 7, 2026. The committees are meant to improve how the party manages its activities, coordinates its work, and prepares for future political engagements. According to a statement signed by the party's General Secretary, Justin Kodua Frimpong, the NPP has created 7 standing committees, 23 sector committees. The party says the move is aimed at improving internal coordination, strengthening party governance, and enhancing operational efficiency. One of the major committees announced is the Finance Committee, which will be responsible for managing the party's finances and mobilizing resources. The committee will be chaired by Fred Oware, whilst Charles Dramina will serve as secretary. Other notable members include Frema Osei Opare, Abena Osei Asare, and Edward Boatin. The party believes the committees will help improve decision making and support effective management within the NPP. The restructuring is being seen as part of broader efforts by the party to strengthen unity, planning, and organization ahead of future political activities. NPP has created a 30 committee to boost party organization. Ms. Debbie.
When I saw that yesterday, was there this thing out yesterday or a day before yesterday?
I think it was out on Friday.
On Friday. But when I saw it, I wouldn't say Obinani Brasem, I can't say it's funny, but in a way I feel like the main purpose of this committee is to unite the party, bring on board people who had the intention of or who had ideas and they felt like they can stand a position and then they were being denied. Is denied really the right word to use? Or they were not giving the nod. Let me put it that way. They were not giving the nod. But that doesn't mean that they are not capable enough. And so bringing all these people on board, for me, I feel like it's to collaborate together, bring up initiative on board, because as the saying goes, the senior signing about Kufo Trimu, right? So you are bringing this on board. I also bring this on board for the betterment of the party, so it wouldn't look as if they are being neglected. If you stand in a position and you didn't get it, that doesn't mean that you're not part of the party. You are supposed to bring everybody on board. Now, if you look at the appointment that they gave out to these people, now let's start from Kennedy Japan. Kennedy Japan is into real estate, developing and all that.
Employment.
So he himself said it some time ago that he has about 277 houses in Ghana, plus 3 properties in, that is US, worth 1.8 million. And then way back, he said he secured 15,000 acres of land at Gomwa to build what he calls the African largest pharmaceutical hub of that 100 acres are for pharmaceuticals, with the rest for ethanol, maize, cassava, and other materials. So I wanted to look at the reason why they were being given or
such positions.
But then when I looked into their the roles they handled before, like in the day Japan, as I said, he's an entrepreneur. He's someone who's into developing his own or bringing up his own companies and all that. So for Kennedy Japan, for the committee, they've placed him on, like, he's supposed to chair. It's good, but as the saying goes, so he has rejected it, right? The co-chair rather he has neglected it. Say on, yeah. And I think he has his own reasons for that. Now when we come to Kwabena Eje Japan, he is an engineer. Okay, and then he was appointed 4 times of his former contenders in 2024 to co-chair key policy committees, and the move is being seen as no, sorry, he was a former secretary of the
NPP,
of the New Patriotic Party. And then he has spoken publicly about urban planning, building environments, or overcoming environmental issues that has to do with like building and all that. And then he outlined his vision for structured urban development and rural renewal. So if you pay attention to when he was aspiring to become a flag bearer, one of his main what's the name? His main objectives why he wants to become a flag bearer, he also positioned that on urban planning, community development and all that. So it should tell you that he has a notion about that. He's into that in a way. And so giving that particular position to he deemed fit. And then he also advocated for redeveloping state housing stock vertically and then maintaining existing infrastructure rather than only starting new projects. So the Housing and Urban Development Policy Committee is tasked with producing data-backed policy proposal for the NPP. Then when we come to what's the name? Brian Echampon, he has worked with the Minister of State, including the Ministry of National Security, for 2017 to 2020, because he has been appointed to serve on the Committee of Defense. That is why I'm reading this. And then also for the Minister of State and Ministry of Interior, he also served on Parliament Defense and Interior Committee and chaired the Foreign Affairs Committee as Member of Parliament for Ebetifi. The party wanted someone with first-hand experience in security policy. And so with him also, because I was thinking why Brian will be giving that kind of
and because he's also in Agric as well. He was once the Agric minister.
But not knowing he has served with the Ministry of Interior from 2017 to 2020, that is very vast. So he has a first-hand, skills on when it has to do with interior. Then when it comes to education, he has been a former Minister of Education. So with the position they were being given, I think they all deemed fitted. But as I said, it is towards one goal, and that one goal is to unite all these people together. The fact that you didn't win doesn't mean that you cannot bring your ideas on board. It is forging forward for the betterment of the party. So I feel like this initiative they are bringing on board, this step they are taking, it's a good one. But I wanted to say how effective is it going to be, because we were here when they launched the delegate conference. We saw how it ended, but we are just hoping that this ends well, and then their main purpose for setting up this committee will come to pass.
Ms. Eugenia?
Yeah, so the 30 committee set up by MPP to boost organization, I would say it's a good thing, because from what is happening, they are preparing themselves for the future and for the election ahead. They want to reorganize themselves, and most importantly make sure that all the internal structures that has to do with the people or the organizers themselves, those holding position, grassroots, normal members, they are put together, and also everyone is united as one. But as she said, how effective would it be? We've seen instances where chair people themselves, someone like Abronye DC and other important people in the NPP organization, tend to have issues to a point where it comes out publicly and they exchange words. Abronye DC and Kennedy Japan, we've seen their banter on social media, live TV and all that. So how sure are they that this time around, this committee they are setting up, that is to rebuild and prepare early for future elections, reduce internal confusion and improve coordinations? How sure are they that it would be effective? We want the best for NPP. No one hates the NPP, because NPP, NDC, they are one people. They are not different. The only difference is different political parties and different political ambitions. But aside that, they all have one goal. Now the issue is, are they ready to sort out their issues, to make sure that at the end of the day they put Ghanaians first. They put the interest of Ghanaians first. So the committee there, they've set it up, but implementing it, you see, almost they govern the country, because when they come into power, they'll set up new nice and new policies, but at the end of the day, how they implement that policy is the issue. So and then they've put in a lot of measures, they've put in a lot of efforts to make sure that when it comes to the NPP and its members, they are one, but the one is not worrying. So good luck to them in their new committee.
Right. An analyst also came out to share his opinion about the committee that they have created. Appointment of Baumia competitors, a massive stroke. Analyst. Political analyst Jonathan Asante says Dr. Mahmoud Baumia made a smart political move by appointing some of his former competitors in the NPP flag bearership race to important policy committees. The appointments include Kennedy Ohinie Japan to the Employment and Jobs Policy Committee, Kwabna Echampong to the Housing and Urban Development Policy Committee, Brian Echampong to the Defense and Interior Policy Committee, and Yao Osei Educhum to the Education Policy Committee. The analyst believes Dr. Baumia is trying to unite the party by bringing former rivals into key leadership and decision-making roles. According to Dr. Asante, the move shows inclusiveness and teamwork within the new patriotic party. He says the strategy could help strengthen support for Dr. Baumia because the appointees also have strong grassroots influence within the party. The analyst further explained that the appointments are important not just politically but also practically because the individuals were placed in committees linked to their experience and expertise. He added that the move creates a positive public image for the party and gives the impression of unity ahead of future political activities and election. I think Miss Debbie already gave a brief of this. What about you, Miss Regina? Do you see it to be very strategic? We've already seen Kennedy Ohinie Japan backing out.
So I would say it's strategic, but it's only in, should I say, Africa, that when you compete against each other, it's termed to be, should I say, rivalry or something bad. But I see these people to be united already. When it comes to competition, you need to set your personal sentiment aside, because definitely when it comes to competition, it only needs one winner. But I think Dr. Baumia is a peaceful man. He's in for why? He's in for unity. Oh, yeah, Dr. Baumia is a peaceful man. I've not, aside politics, I've not really seen him.
They won't come and dirty
They will
themselves.
not come and dirty themselves. And even if he sometimes dirty himself, he does it in a demure way, like
with
steez and composure in check. So it's a good thing. If you can't beat them, just join them.
Just join them.
Yes, but it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Do you sense this unity coming up, seeing Kennedy Japan backing out? Because this is actually meant to put the party in a well-structured way and also unite them. But seeing Kennedy Japan backing out.
Before she comes in, see, there's no way you have to accept a position that you are not comfortable with.
Right.
Because
So you
that
think he's
position,
not
hey,
comfortable?
he's not comfortable, and also co-chair. It comes with a lot of demands and a lot of responsibility. So probably, as he stated, he's not ready for it. He has other things he needs to pay attention to.
So you should be the chairman.
Chairman, even if he was giving chairman, he will not do Kennedy Japan.
Yes,
So, for the MPP to divide or for division to find itself within the MPP, I think it's not going to start from Kennedy Japan. Whether Kennedy Japan accept that role or not, and then the party will need to scatter. It will still scatter. Whether he accepts it or not, and the party needs to stand, it will still stand. But Kennedy Japan opting out should tell us that there are still issues that are not solved.
Yeah.
Because if there are issues that are well solved, and then everyone understands that no, we are all forging forward with one aim, and that one aim is for us to meet party, regardless of whether you've won or not. I'm not sure Kennedy Japan will opt out. Looking at the position they gave him, it's not bigger than Kennedy Japan. Kennedy Japan can accept it. In the past years, he accepted positions, and he can still not accept it. But he opting out, as Regina said, he might have his own reason for opting out. And the Kennedy I know will not accept that position. He will not. The fact that he didn't win, it doesn't mean that he's bitter against anybody. But you see, the main cause of all this has to do with the followers of these people. As Regina said, you will not see Bawumia coming out, if not he trying to break President Muhammad anytime he is speaking. You will not see him making some sort of comment and things about people. But it is the followers of these people. And I believe if I am your follower, what you tell me is what I do. Automatically you order me. You like, I follow you, and so you give me directive, and I'm supposed to comply. So I will do it. So if you see a communicator representing Dr. Bawumia or representing Kennedy Ejapon, the way you speak, you are imitating your leader. So the way you carry yourself, your demeanor, it's you are following the steps of your leader. So it might not be Bawumia talking, but automatically it is Bawumia we are seeing because you are communicating for him. Exactly. So if you talk rubbishly, it is Bawumia that is talking. If you talk demurely, it is Bawumia that is talking. If you talk with composure, it is Bawumia that is automatically talking. So for me, Kennedy Japan opting out doesn't really have, I would say, will not really have a positive or negative impact on whether they want to unite or not. If the goal is to unite, you will unite. But see, there are still issues.
There are still issues. Well, we are wishing them all the best. In spite of this topic, we'll be looking more into it in the second segment. We'll have an NPP communicator and also a social commentator to also share their opinion on this particular topic. Do all to join us. At this juncture, up next we have Today in History with Miss Regina Bliss.
Bringing you today in history and some global observances. Reggae star Bob Marley dies at 36. Legendary reggae icon Bob Marley passed away at age 36 in a Miami, Florida hospital. The singer-songwriter died from complications of acral lentiginous melanoma, a raw form of skin cancer that has spread from his toe to his lungs and brain. He is remembered as a global cultural icon. President Kennedy orders more troops to South Vietnam. President Kennedy significantly increased U.S. military involvement in South Vietnam between 1961 and 1963. Raising the number of military advisors from roughly 900 to over 16,000 to combat communist insurgency. He authorized 400 Green Beret special advisors in May 1961 and continued expanding this, focusing on training and counter-insurgency. To some few global observances, Eat What You Want Day, to encourage a one-day break from strict diet and guilt-free indulgence in favorite foods. It encourages enjoying treats like donuts, fast food, and sweets. World Ego Awareness Day. It is a global movement established in 2018 to raise awareness about the destructive effects of egotism and narcissistic behavior. It encourages reflection on how unchecked ego causes conflict, emotional abuse, and personal, social, or societal suffering. Lastly, National Women's Checkup Day, encouraging women to prioritize their health. It serves as a crucial reminder to schedule annual physicals, screenings, and checkups to detect health issues early. And that's all for today on Today in History and some global observances, live on Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Miss Regina Blessed, for Today in History and some observances of the day. As she read, today is Eat What You Want Day, so please, outside diet, whatever you want to eat, today has been assigned that you eat it. Even if you feel like eating dog meat, please eat it. Only for today. Dog meat. Right, let's have you, Miss.
Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear, or favor. The National Teaching Council has disclosed that more than 42,000 teachers currently working in basic and senior high schools across Ghana do not possess professional teaching qualification. According to the National Teaching Council, a nationwide survey conducted in schools revealed that about 12,279 teachers in senior high schools are unqualified, while over 30,000 others are teaching in basic schools without the required professional certification. Speaking to the media in Kumasi during a matriculation ceremony for students pursuing a special postgraduate diploma in education, the director in charge of licensing and registration at the National Teaching Council, Francis Adai, said the development has prompted the council to introduce an 18-week fast-track teacher education program. Mr. Adai explained that the program is being organized in partnership with the University of Cape Coast, University of Education Winneba, University of Skills Training and Entrepreneurial Development, Valley View University, and University for Development Studies. According to him, the initiative will allow graduates who are already teaching to obtain professional certification and teaching licenses as required by law. The first batch of the program is already in progress, with about 1,400 teachers enrolled and are expected to complete their training in August this year. Registration for the second cohort is expected to open in June, with classes beginning in September. Mr. Adai noted that the program has been heavily subsidized at a cost of 5,000 for 2 semesters, describing it as the shortest and most affordable route for teachers seeking professional status. He further cautioned that under existing regulations, teachers without professional qualifications and licenses cannot continue to remain in the teaching service. The initiative is being implemented in collaboration with the Ministry of Education as part of efforts to improve teaching standards nationwide. So the National Teaching Council revealed that 42,000 teachers in Ghana lack professional qualification. When I saw this, the first question that came into my mind is, so how were they employed? I was trying my best to understand, but then I wasn't getting it right. Because 42,000 is very, very huge. You cannot find your way in a school, a senior high school, or maybe at the basic level teaching without you not being certified with a license that qualify you as a teacher. This only happens in private institutions, and that they accept any qualification. Even with that, you have to issue a certificate, an SHS certificate. before you will be allowed or you will be employed to teach students. But we are talking about government institutions, senior high schools, and then basic level from primary to JHS in the government schools. And any teacher you find in a government school automatically is being licensed as qualified. So how then do we have 42? This is huge, 42,000 teachers teaching in the schools, and they are not qualified. And so they are now bringing out initiative on board to enroll these teachers back, so they can get the qualified certificate that qualifies them as a teacher to teach in the schools. Does it mean that before we employ these teachers, we don't go through or we don't do the needful? Because if we have these teachers in the system and they are being paid by the government every month, and it's known that they are qualified, and then at the end of the day we are being told that they are not qualified, how are they not qualified? I don't understand. Is that they didn't go to the teacher training, or they went to the teacher training, they were not issued certificates, or they cut corners? Like, I want to get it. Because you don't just stand up to become a teacher, or you don't just stand up and then I cannot just wake up one day and then I feel like this morning I want to be a teacher. In fact, I want to teach science. Then I'll pack my textbook, walk Joe into one of the government schools, talk to the headmaster, enter the classroom, and then I'll start teaching. It doesn't happen like that. Even as it stands now, when you are done with the 4-year term, completing the 4-year term of you becoming a teacher, you still have to write a licensure exam, and that have to qualify you. Even that licensure exam, some of us was calling for the scrubbing of the exams, because I see no reason why you should complete school, writing exams, and then after you are done, you are still going to write an exam. For me, I see it as you finish everything, then you are still going to write an object. You've passed and you are going to write an object. For what reason? But they said, well, they want to see whether these people are capable enough. So tell me, after you are done with the 4-year in school, you go back to write a licensure exam, you passed, and then you are being issued a certificate that tells everyone that you are now a qualified teacher. And then you come back telling us that 42,000 are not qualified. Like, how? Does it mean that our system is corrupt? Does it mean that 50% of these teachers do not pass through the right process? Or we still have people in offices where you don't even have to issue the set. It is government that does the posting. So how do they do it? I like the fact that they said they are they've brought out a new initiative that if you don't qualify, you are supposed to enroll yourself, and they've partnered with the Ghana Education Service and other schools like the Winneba, University of Winneba, University of Education. They are partnering with a lot of schools, universities, so that these teachers will come back to the classroom, or will go back to the classroom, and then they will do the needful. But my problem is that loophole, how are we going to seal it? How are we going to seal that loophole? Because you cannot find yourself in a school teaching and then you tell me that the person teaching is not qualified. Like, how? Like, I don't get it. How is the person not qualified? Is it that the certificate the person is holding, the person needs to upgrade it? Because I know for sure that, being a teacher, there are ranks. We have the diploma set, we have the degree set, and then it follows like that. And then if you want to hold a higher position when it has to do with everything with education, you have to upgrade yourself. And not every teacher will be posted to the senior high school to teach. No, not every graduate will be posted into the university to teach. No, there are some courses you need to offer. You need to upgrade yourself. That is, if you want to be a professor in one of these universities, if you want to teach in the senior high schools, you will need to upgrade. So you don't just wake up to any of the schools. As I cited an example. I cannot just wake up one day because I'm feeling okay or I'm so excited I want to teach. My field is journalism, but I said no, today I want to teach. Then I'll pack my books and walk into any of the schools, enter the classroom and start teaching. No, I might end up being arrested. Or maybe they might send me to one of the psych hospital to check if I'm okay. Because I need to follow the system. That is the lay down procedures. So if they are saying that 42,000 of these teachers are unqualified, then it's a big issue. Then one, what are they teaching the students? Because if someone is unqualified, I see no reason why you should still be in the classroom. But if these unqualified teachers are still in the classroom, they are teaching students, they are impacting knowledge, and these students are graduating with flying colors, and then we are saying that they are unqualified, it's kind of confusing. Seriously, it's kind of confusing, and the number is huge. It's huge. 42,000 is no joke. It's no joke. And as the world is evolving, you also need to evolve. You will need to upgrade yourself. And that is why if you're a teacher, you are teaching in a basic level, and you want to upgrade yourself to teach in higher institution, you will need to go back to school. That is it. Or come to think of it, something is popping up in mind. So are they trying to say that maybe I have a SETI to teach in primary or JHS, then I'll be posted to, say, senior high school to teach? Or maybe I have a SETI to teach in senior high school, then I've been posted to teach in the universities. Is that how it works? There is more to this that they need to unveil for us to clearly understand what they are passing across. Or maybe the subjects they are introducing in the schools of late are not really tallying, and then they'll need to fix in more courses for these teachers to learn and all that. Because if this huge number of teachers are still in classroom teaching students, then I don't know what they are teaching. If they're unqualified, then they have no reason to be in the classroom and be teaching. But if they're unqualified and they're still in the classrooms and they're teaching, it means that we have a lot of work to do. It means the right thing is not being done. It means we have loopholes in our system. We post people who are not fit for the job. You see, this is not surprising though, because not even in the teaching field, we have a lot of these fields. You'll find people who are not fit for the job, but they are there. And then you ask yourself, how did you get here? That is the question. How did you get here? How did you get here? No wonder you see someone in a uniform and the person is misbehaving. How did he get there? How did she get there? Was it by protocol? Or she passed through the right because if you pass through the right processes, that's said to be verified. There were instances where they arrested people who used their relative's certificate. There was a recent one where a man used the identity of his late brother to teach for almost 30 years in Ghana here. It was after 30 years they realized that his brother's certificates, qualifications and everything, he applied with that and he was teaching. And I don't know, the system was not able to detect this after 30 years or so. That is when we realized that no, so it should tell you that the system is fraud. And for us to do away with this, there are a lot of measures we need to put in place. We need to seal all those loopholes and ensure that the right thing is being done. We have a lot of qualified teachers in our homes. They want to be employed, but they are not employed. So the right thing should be done. Enough of this protocol thing. It's gradually killing us slowly. It's a slow poison we've taken and we don't know. It's just like we sitting on a time bomb. As to when it will explode, it will come unaware. Like it will take us unaware. And that is why we need to we need to do the right thing and then put things in its right places. If someone is not fit for it, that be it. You don't post people that you know that they are not qualified. It's not after you've posted them and then you're bringing out initiative and it's not free. You're going to pay 5,000. And yes, it means if you cannot pay and you cannot enroll yourself, you just have to back off because you're not qualified. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Grill.
Thank you so much, Miss Debbie, for that girl. And thank you too for joining us on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. We'll be going for the news shortly. And right after the news, we'll be back with the second segment. Please, they can stay with us.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with Ghana Talks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With Ghana Talks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Hello, good morning and welcome to the morning news update on Ghana Talks Radio. Coming up, President John Dramani Mahama criticized weak enforcement as landlords flout 6 months rent advance law. In related news, Green City project launched as government pushes housing as foundation for growth. Parliament to fast-track property rights of spouses bill under certificate of urgency. Health Minister appeals to chiefs and communities to protect health workers in conflict-prone areas. Also in the news, premix fuel sellers charging above 200 Ghana cedis to face sanctions. This and many more coming up your way shortly in business, sports and entertainment. Do stay with us. To our first story, President John Dramani Mahama has raised concern over the persistent abuse of Ghana's rent advance regulations. Speaking at the sword-cutting ceremony for the Green City project, President Mahama affirmed his determination to enforce the rules. According to him, the Green City project comes at a crucial time as government steps up effort to address the deficit and expand affordable housing.
One area that has long been overlooked is also the rental housing market. Although the law limits rent advances to 6 months, weak enforcement has allowed unfair practices to persist. The current rent law says that no house owner can take more than 6 months rent advance. And we have a rent court that is supposed to prosecute cases where house owners take more than 6 months. But unfortunately, both the house owner and the one who wants to rent the property are not prepared to go and report. And that has been the main problem in enforcing this law. The one who wants to rent the house wants a place to lay his head. The house owner too wants to collect money to invest in something. So none of them is prepared to report the other for paying more than 6 months rent advance. And so our goal is simple: fairness, protection, and dignity for tenants. But we're also giving alternatives. So the National Home Ownership Fund will continue to provide long-term financing with a particular focus on retirees who deserve security after years of service to this country. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, despite these measures progressing, the housing deficit remains significant. The Green City Housing Project is therefore a critical intervention that has come at the right time.
In related news, the Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources, Kenneth Gilbert Ejay, stressed that housing must be treated as a basic necessity and a foundation for national development. According to him, government housing agenda goes beyond providing shelter to include climate-conscious and sustainable urban development. The Green City project, a 200-acre development, is expected to deliver 1,067 affordable housing units. It described it as a long-term national investment aimed at securing the future of the generations yet unborn.
The Green City project at Dedesua is one of the most ambitious housing interventions in our recent history. Spanning over 200 acres, this development will deliver more than 1,000 housing units, supported by essential infrastructure and services designed to create a complete and thriving community. This is not just about building houses. It is about building dignity, stability, and opportunity. His Excellency the President has made it clear that housing is not luxury. It is a necessity. It is the foundational to national development. This project reflects that conviction. It is a social investment, an economic driver, and a clear statement of intent. I commend the board and management of the State Housing Company Limited for their vision, resilience, and commitment in bringing this project to life. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are also gathered here under a defining global reality, climate change. Sustainability in housing is no longer optional, it is essential. The Green City project has been deliberately designed to respond to this reality. It reflects our commitment to integrating green building principles into national housing delivery, a commitment I reaffirmed at the Ghana Green Building Summit in 2025. With projections indicating that millions of Ghanaians could face extreme heat conditions in the coming decades, we cannot afford to build in ways that deepen our vulnerabilities. This project represents a different path, one that delivers housing responsibly, sustainably, and with a future in mind. It sets a new benchmark for government-backed housing initiatives across the country. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Ghana is ready for partnerships at scale. We have the demand, we are strengthening our regulatory environment, our institutions are evolving, and above all, there is a clear political will. We therefore invite investors and development partners to join us. Through innovative financing models such as public-private partnerships and rent-to-own schemes, we can accelerate delivery and expand access. We also recognize the critical role of Ghanaians in the diaspora and continue to actively engage them as partners in this journey. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, there is something profoundly fitting about launching a project of this magnitude here in the Ashanti region. This is a land known for resilience, vision, and legacy. A land that understands what it means to build not just for today, but for generations yet unborn. That is the spirit that underpins the Green City project. We are not building for the next election cycle, we are building for the next generation.
The Speaker of Parliament has announced the preparedness of the House to pass the Property Right of Spouses Bill under a certificate of urgency to ensure fairness and accountability in the distribution of property acquired during marriage. He made the pledge after receiving a petition from the International Federation of Women Lawyers at Parliament. The bill aims to address gaps in family laws by ensuring equitable sharing of marital properties.
But we ourselves are very concerned about it. I'm not surprised that you are here today because of the recent, I won't call pronouncement, rulings of some courts. Because we all experience what we just encountered on daily basis. And because of our position as representatives, they come at us. All members of parliament in their constituencies have such vulnerable people coming on daily basis with their children, and not only children, even for survival. And so we are even more than ready to legislate, to have a rule to make people responsible. The problem is not Parliament. No, Parliament is more than willing, ready today, even to pass this bill under a certificate of agency. But it's not about just passing the bill. It's about implementing it. It's about realizing the benefits. You know, it's about law and order. You can pass the bill, it becomes law, and if they are not implementing it, we are back to square one. What you're doing today, your presence here, is not a fight for women or children. It's a fight for all of us, including the men, who cannot survive without you. And that is why God created you. If they could have survived without you, God wouldn't have created you. And in creating you, God made sure that whatever He left, He put it together for the betterment of humanity, all of us.
The Minister of Health, Kwabena Mintah-Kandor, has appealed to traditional leaders and community members to ensure the safety of health workers operating in conflict-prone areas. Speaking during separate engagement with the Muslim community and chiefs in Dambai, he emphasized on the safety of health practitioners. His call comes amid broader concern about safety and retention of health workers in the country. At the Second Africa Health Workers Investment Forum in Accra, he noted that while Ghana has more than 100,000 trained but unemployed health workers, challenges remain around deployment, equitable distribution, and protection in the field. Free primary health care, Ubehu akomodi adwumayefo ombeba ufie onu ba bedi nkomo omo ebe cheke wo BP omba hwese wo mojabroso ana se wo siche yare ba bia wo bia no se wo bia e wo kwan ombefa so mo be kasa na ma refer wo se wo ni bi nso a e wo kwan ombefa so mo be kasa na mo tuufo nje no the prevention and promotion no. Yeti hai obi ani wa oti ni fie no say, oh, me a national health insurance subscriber and me fie nurse for aba isi aka hem yade tane no. But free primary health care sa na ebe ye no. Nti fie a no maba. Eno na director general aka ho asem say, e be sram. Ye health workers no monfa omo say omo ye mo ma omo ye mo yire nom omo ye menua nom omo ye mo kuru nom na mo ba mo hwe omo yie e maye mesrem because omo no nkofo asay basabasa ye bupa na say ebrepre bi bo mbesa yare nti omo nso eniwa a ye be yen nti ye besrem eno ehia me pa especially be bia me gina yi the
lives and the safety of the health workers is prime, is extremely important to us. And as I said, anytime we have a conflict, we want the society, we want the security services, we want the political bodies, we want everyone to come and help protect our health workers, because we cannot leave the conflict area, because that is when the people need more help. It's like, I'll give an example right now in Iran or Lebanon or any of the places where there is conflict. Health workers' demand is even higher because people get injured. And it's the same when it happens. First, we don't even want a conflict to exist in Ghana. We don't want that. But should it, at least let's prioritize our health workers' health so that they can deliver the health service.
The Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, Emilia Arta, has cautioned that premix fuel distributors who sells above the approved price of 200 Ghana cedis for a 20-litre gallon will face sanctions. She issued a caution during her inland fishery tour in the Pro East district, urging fisher folk to report on authorized price hike to the district chief executive. She stressed that premix fuel remains subsidized by the government to ease the financial burden on fishing communities. The minister also cautioned premix fuel committees against signing for deliveries that fall short of the required 13,300 litres, directing them to reject short supplies and report suppliers.
National Petroleum Authority, almost setting prices. In the almost 2 weeks window, almost share petrol, diesel, kerosene, premises. And it's a yaka out, almost a petrol cost, premises, petrol back premises, also a back. I think premises here are fine and number of Carifo, on when you were for no more to media online. And to say that price, this is any and this is one almost premises. And the other price no more. Says the no more cafe. I was a premise 1 gallon, 25 is 80 pesos. Say, we are pregnant now with the car. 4 gallon cassia. It is a cost of more than 200 cedis. Apples were 200 cedis because sometimes if you are kind of a banana, so me and the margins can come back to the it's really a premise machine. It is Anna, it's 4 gallon. It's a book. And maybe the bar, if people are better about the comfort. They say, I can see Iranian petrol war. It is even possible to say, Benjamin Pemu, you are mining in such a way, say, petrol war and frost. That's the effort.
In business, rating agency says it anticipates the Bank of Ghana to remain prudent and pause its easing cycle to prevent inflation risk from materializing after cumulative 1,400 basis point monetary policy rate cut between July 2025 and March 2026 to 14%. This is part of note by the United Kingdom-based rating agency after upgrading Ghana's credit profile to B with a stable outlook. According to the rating agency, inflation is expected to rise as the pass-through abate and high oil prices affect domestic prices. Inflation slowed to 3.2% year-on-year in March, its lowest level since 1999, helped by a pass-through of exchange rate appreciation. Inflation marginally rose to 3.4% in April 2026 and is expected to gradually rise by the end of the year as the pass-through abate and high oil prices affect domestic prices. It continued that real gross domestic product growth will remain solid through 2027 and average 5%. This will be supported by strong gold mining prospects, firmer consumer confidence enabled by a decline in inflation and borrowing costs, and a less restrictive fiscal policy stance. Fitch said Ghana has a medium World Bank governance indicators ranking at the 51 percentile, reflecting a recent record of peaceful political transition, a moderate level of rightful participation in political process. It enumerated factors that could lead to negative rating action. They include public finance and external finances. For public finances, it said a weaker fiscal performance evidenced by a lower than anticipated primary fiscal surplus, for instance, due to markedly higher spending and failure to continue to implement public financial management. Again, it said a rise in debt service cost evidenced by an increased interest, for instance, due to higher than anticipated inflation. On external finances, it said failure to continue to significantly build external buffers due to adverse terms of trade development. To sports, President of Kenya Athletics believes Ghana has what it takes to earn a medal at the world level as far as 4x100 meters relay is concerned. The team's Ghana 4x100 meters relay team became the latest African side to clinch an automatic qualification spot for the 2027 World Athletic Championship following their performance in Gaborone. The team clinched qualification on the second day of the World Athletics Relay in Botswana after failing to make it to the final on the opening day. Speaking after the World Athletics and Council meeting in Accra, he was full of praise for Ghana's representatives. The team will have the opportunity to excite Ghanaians in the upcoming week when the 2026 African Senior Athletics Champions take center stage. In showbiz, Black Sherif added another major accolade to his growing list of achievements after winning the Best Hip Hop Song Award at the 27th Stelliso Ghana Music Awards held at the Grand Arena in Accra. The award-winning rapper and singer secured the honor with his gritty and emotionally charged track Where Them Boys, a song that resonated strongly with fans for its raw storytelling, a street-inspired themes and commanding delivery. The category was one of the night's most competitive, featuring some of Ghana's biggest rap records released within the year. Other nominees included the songs from top acts across the country's thriving hip-hop scene, making Black Sherif's victory a standout moment during the ceremony. As his name was announced, cheers erupted across the auditorium, with fans and industry players applauding the artist's continued dominance and influence on contemporary Ghanaian music. Where Them Boys enjoyed massive commercial success in the year under review, earning strong streaming numbers, extensive radio rotation, and widespread social media engagement. The track also sparked conversations among music lovers for blending introspective lyricism with hard-hitting hip-hop production. The win further cements Black Sherif's position as one of Ghana's leading music exports and one of the most influential voices of his generation. Over the past few years, the artist has consistently crossed boundaries, combining hip-hop, drill, highlife, and Afrobeat influences into a distinctive sound that has attracted audiences across Africa and beyond. The 27th Stelliso Ghana Music Awards celebrated outstanding achievement in Ghanaian music, bringing together artists, producers, executives, and fans for a night of performances, recognition, and celebration of the industry's growth. On Global Update, Nigerian billionaire Aliko Dangote is looking at Kenya as the site of 650,000 barrel a day oil refinery that he intends to build in East Africa. The Financial Times reported on Sunday, citing an interview with him. The report comes after Kenyan President William Ruto said last month East African countries were discussing plans for a joint oil refinery at the Tanzania port of Tanga, modeled on Nigeria's Dangote operation. However, Dangote in an interview compared Kenya's Mombasa to Tanzania's Tanga port and said Kenyans consume more. It's a bigger economy, he said. Dangote estimated it will cost 15 billion to 70 billion to build a refinery. The FT report said East Africa currently imports all of it refined petroleum products, mainly from the Middle East, leaving the region vulnerable to the supply disruptions and price spike that have been seen during the United States-Israeli war on Iran. Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote, at an infrastructure summit in Nairobi, said he could replicate a 650,000 barrel a day Nigerian refinery in East Africa, provided government in the region supported the initiative. And that's it on the morning news broadcast on Ghana Talks Radio. Subsequent news bulletin will follow up in the afternoon. Until then, stay safe and stay informed. I am Deborah Adoso. Good morning.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. GhanaTalks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
Ghana Talks Radio, UK, Abrichimemu, era from Ghana Muha at the sound system, which is spinning machine papa, a free amana never be good among Ghana Muha. It is a year, we engagement, we wedding, we birthday party. Political parties are more rally, some way more crusade. So we'll book carnival or any kind of event. Now we'll pay spinning machine papa a boss sound in the moon at the dia NMA come from GTR sounds at the Emao. Your live band in so our tones at the frame, ya beat me abababua. Ama ujumedia woody and so at me I come up. Yawa enkan pupuni mantemo anya aponchi hotel a hope pepe ena yebutu odi an se wo be frɛ mpanifo ɛwɔ 0546960510 GTR sounds emu ode angaza.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials. From Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bless,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. morning to you once again, and you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. This is the second segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. As you know it, I have two gallant gentlemen sitting right here in the studios, ready to speak on the issue and what we have on board this morning to talk about. Remember that you are streaming live on Facebook at Ghana Talks Radio, on YouTube at Ghana Talks Radio, and also on X at Ghana Talks Radio. Do all to log on and send in your comments. Let's get interactive and engage with us on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Sitting right in the studios with me is Mr. Dubik Ganib Stephen, a social commentator, and also Mr. Abdul Razak, the NPP Communications team member. Good morning to you, gentlemen, and you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Abdul. How are you doing?
I'm doing very good.
It's good to see you.
Thank you.
It's been a while.
Yeah. You know, I had to visit home.
Did you bring money? It's money we are looking for. Okay, it's money I'm looking for.
Okay. You get money.
Money will come.
Ask for money to come. Definitely.
NPP communicate idea.
You know, you look fit. Or money is something that's going to look good. I mean,
on me?
Yeah.
Of course.
So you get money.
Oh, thank you so much.
And there are signs that you are going to get money.
Oh, amen. Is there a prophecy? Or you believe it?
I believe it.
I believe I'm gonna get money though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In fact, I have money. Let me manifest it.
You have money in the spirit world. It will manifest physically.
Oh, okay. How's your weekend?
It was good. We thank God. Except to say that we had certain activities.
Oh, is it party work?
Is it?
Is it party work or your personal project?
It's a work for my boss and the party NPP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll be back. So you tell me more about it.
Sure. So let me use this opportunity to extend my sincere greetings and appreciation to Honorable Mustafa Yusuf, the Member of Parliament for Yagba Kubori constituency and the former Youth and Sports Minister, now Youth and Recreation. Right. So over the weekend we had we went to the constituency to do some scholarship disbursement to over 400 students within the constituency, and as part of the scholarship scheme, law students are being sponsored from scratch. I mean, from the beginning to pursue their career in law to the end of it. We have law students also were given about 5,000 cedis each to help in the payment of their school fees and buying certain reading materials. This is something that Honorable Mustafa Yusuf has been doing for over the past 8 years, and so it is commendable that he has taken this kind of commitment when it comes to education within the constituency. And aside that, he has performed extraordinarily well since his inception into the office as Member of Parliament. Given that we had a constituency that had never experienced a single tie road, to a situation where we can boast of having the best of inner roads within the North-East region. It's something that is commendable, and I must say Honorable Mustafa Yusuf is on a very good trajectory in taking the constituency very far. And so this, basically, I would want to extend my greetings to him to encourage him to do more.
To do more?
Yes. We are going to keep giving him the mandate, and what we expect from him is delivering just as he's doing.
Right. Thank you so much. Mr. Dubik.
Yes, madam.
It's a saying. Oh. Over the weekend, we saw TGMA. Did your favorite artist win?
Of course, I think Black Sheriff won.
Oh, you were rooting for
yes,
Black
yes.
Sheriff?
I thought that, or I still think that he has done a good job for the year under review. His album was top of the chart in Ghana for quite a very long time. Even when the video released a song, he had to beg him to allow him occupy the first, top of the list for
the chart.
Yes, for a day or something. So I think that he deserved it. He has worked, and then if you work hard, the rewards will come. So I'm happy he won, even though I didn't watch. I'm happy.
You missed.
He won. The only problem with the entire TGMA was the red carpet. was the red carpet. I think that it shouldn't just be a free for all something. Everybody can wear anything. They should select the kind of people or the designers that their dresses will be showcased on the red carpet. It shouldn't just be you wake up, you decide that I want to wear something, and then you just wear it and get there. It doesn't show that we are serious as a country and an industry. So that is the downsides of everything that happened at the TGMS.
But would you also say that we probably do not understand what red carpet is? Because looking at what we've been seeing, they've been organizing this for how many years now? 27, if I'm not mistaken.
See, it is,
and it's like they keep repeating the same mistake.
It is the laziness of
the organizers,
industry players. Okay. No, of course, if you know you're going to be at the TGMA next year, you have 1 full year to prepare for it.
Of course.
1 full year to get a designer to design something, make alterations, run it by other designers, and see how it will fit to the occasion. People will wait, and 5 days, 10 days to the event, now they are calling their designers to design something. You will not get a good job. It's better that, yes, it will be rushed through. And what we do. We know a little bit of how to design stuff. So with that background, I think that it makes sense to design something over time than to just design it and straight you are into the occasion or the event you are taking it to. When you design it over time, it gives you a lot of time to make alterations to what you've designed, and even if the design will still be relevant by the time that the event happens. So I'm sure that this is something that you need to look into, not just the organizers, but the industry players who participate in this red carpet events must also look into their credibility, and then their image is what is projected on the red carpet, not the organizers' image. The organizers are not on the red carpet.
They're just doing their job.
Yes, it's you that wears whatever you decide to wear there. So I think that the industry players must also take a cue to that, and then next time we don't want to see what we saw over the weekend there.
Last year we said next time, we don't want to see that again. And this year as well, we are saying next time, we don't want to see what we saw this year. We are just hoping that they listen this time around, and we are hoping for a change when it comes to the red carpet of the TGMA Awards. Ms. Abdul, what about you? Or you're not into music?
I do watch music sometimes, but it's important to add that the kind of dresses people wear onto the red carpet is disgraceful. Sometimes it doesn't look nice at all. I mean, it's good to come out, fashionably nice, looking beautiful. I mean, that Ghanaian, culture, I mean, it's nice, but sometimes you see people dressed to expose themselves. There's this term that it says 40% inside, 60% outside. So you see the larger part of the boobs outside, and just some few part of it inside. That kind of exposes is not. It doesn't look nice.
Doesn't look nice.
Yes. So just as it stated, it should be regulated, or I mean, to some extent.
We should see some sort of improvement
yes.
next time. Right, that was just by the way. TGMA is over. Now back to business. Before we get into the main issue, today we are on top of NPP. So I'm glad you're actually here. So I'll be speaking to you more times. This actually has to do with BC. Education stakeholders, including parents and other civil society, are calling for an urgent review of the BC timetable and also the number of subjects they write as well. They are saying that it poses a lot of pressure on the students, and then due to that, they come out not performing well. Do you actually think that it's a better excuse to give to a child as to why you are not performing well? Because exams has been scheduled, like you have to write back to back, and these exams, you write 2 in a day, and you're writing for a whole week continuously. some people are writing today. I learned they're writing Arabic today, and today is actually the end of it.
Okay.
But looking at the timetable and the number of subjects, do you think it's indeed a pressure, or is actually a reason why these students do not perform well?
I mean, this has to be traced back to, you know, the kind of studies we are doing, because sometimes, and most often than not, students only learn when they are getting to exams, and that also can contribute to the kind of performance you will see. But it is also an important point to state that, I mean, if you have to write papers back to back to back, definitely you wouldn't have you wouldn't have the time to be able to concentrate, because you are writing at least 2, or for example 2 papers in a day. So you would have to prepare for 2 papers. The only thing that can save you in this instance is the prior reading you have done to the exams. And so given that students sometimes do not learn, they only learn when it's getting to exams, is a worry. But I think that at least an interval should be given.
An interval should be given.
Period in which the exams is written.
Just like the way they schedule for WASI.
You understand? So that you don't have students writing at least more than 2 papers in a day. I remember a situation, I think it was in 2024 or so. I had to write a paper at Accra. It was for the licensure exams. So I went and wrote the paper, and then I was supposed to write another paper at Mount Crest University College, criminal law. Charlie, it was not easy.
Same day.
And it was just about 1 hour, distance. After the licensure exam paper, the next hour is criminal law. It was not easy.
I have to fly.
So yes, I had to put in a lot of effort before I could make it. So it's a situation that must be looked at.
So you think their concerns are actually valid?
They have a valid concern,
and it's contributing to them not performing well.
Yes, but this is supposed to be a shared, blame, right?
It is for who and who?
The students. For example, if you are the kind of student that only learn when it's getting to exams, there's that possibility that you might not even pass, even if the distance is given or the interval is given.
It's given.
Right. So the students themselves are supposed to make sure that you learn before the exams, so that whatever is confronting you, they might not entirely, or they cannot entirely, dodge you in terms of what you would have to give in the example. And so I think that the interval is necessary so that students will have the necessary state of mind, the necessary, preparation into the exams. But it's also important to encourage students to learn prior to the exams.
Yeah.
Even during the semester, not only when they are getting to exams. Yeah.
Some students can equally be stubborn as well. Even if you give them 1 month to study, they'll study on a night before the paper. So this one there will be apart.
Yeah, there's procrastination. More time. Yeah, there's more time. You are into the exams, and it definitely will not help.
Yeah, it will not help.
So it's like a two situations that has to be taken care of.
A shared responsibility.
Yes, exactly.
Right, Mr. Dubik, let me hear from you.
I think that the entire educational system and the kind of things we learn and how stressful it is for students must be reviewed. It shouldn't just be the exams period. You get it? You have like a child who is like 5-year-old, 7-year-old, learning as many as 7 subjects, 8 subjects.
Yeah, even during 10.
And this kid will go to school from morning 7. This kid will wake up around 5. Get prepared, get to school around 7, come back home around 4, sit down for 2 hours to do homework and all the things. After that, it's almost 8. The child is tired. So we are building kids without adding the social abstract or the social contract of our community to them. So you can see that children nowadays don't even have proper relationship with their parent, because they go to school, they come back late, they are fixated on their homework, they are done with their homework, they are going to sleep.
They are tired.
The following day they are going to school again. So it is not just about the exams. We shouldn't just focus on the exams alone. I think that we need to do a holistic review of our entire educational structure, as in the basic educational structure, and then set our priorities right and make sure that these subjects are important to the development of the kids, and these subjects would help them in their advanced stages. And so we prioritize where we want and what we want them to learn at any given time. And with the exams, I think that my brother did justice to it. I think that we should space it.
The intervals.
Maybe we can use a month to write the exams. We do it for WASI. So why can't we do it for BC? Why must we crumple everything together and make it like just within a week we are done? It doesn't make sense to me, and I think that it is something that we need to review and then look at again.
But don't you think it's because probably WASI is a bit bulky? Because BC says basic.
WASI
is West Africa.
You see, mathematics, when they are writing maths, WASI they allow them to use calculators. But BC they don't allow them to use calculators.
Okay.
So you get it?
BC
you use your brain to calculate whatever you're doing. But in WASI they allow them to use calculators. So we can't say WASI is bulky and BC is basic. No, they are all exams. You need to give the student a fair chance to also pass. You get it? If we are to do that, then I think that we need to space it, and shouldn't say because it's bulky. So if we think the WASI is bulky and they write one subject a day, we can decide that okay, this student, instead of writing 2 subjects a day, let's make it 1 subject a day for them each day till they are done. But to go sit down and write 2 exams, 2 papers,
morning and afternoon,
it's not fair. We are not being fair to the kids.
So I think that is why students are actually performing poorly.
I won't say
better results.
I won't say that is why. Me, I wrote 2 papers a day. But
so what is preventing them from also writing 2 papers?
But you see, as the world evolves, changes must be made to certain things. You get it? I won't say we the oldies.
But how different is it from our time?
You see, when you look at the kids from today, I don't know what is happening, but their mental toughness is not like us when we were growing up.
How is it like?
We were,
because I feel like
in our generation we are built different though. You go to school, a teacher will lash you and you don't say anything. Now lash somebody's child and let's see some. But
that shouldn't be the reason why you not do well. Because I feel like in this age, rather learning should be much easier. Because we have AI, we have all the tools. So what is the excuse?
Frankly speaking, for example, myself, I wasn't someone who liked reading until I was scanned very well.
Of course, you see,
right? I didn't like it.
Now you get a point.
That was during when I was in primary school or something like that, primary 4. There was a teacher. There was this teacher that he was very harsh on us. Every day you do reading comprehension. If you are not able to read, trouble for you. The kind of canes he will give to you. And he used to take alcohol, that man. And he used to train us very well. And so because of that, when you go home, you are being compelled to sit and read.
So that he doesn't cane you the next day?
Yes.
So
mine was mental.
So I think that this generation has been pampered
too much.
Yes. So there are things that we were able to do as kids that today, if you ask a kid to do, they will say you are being cruel.
Yeah, they will think it is too extreme.
So should they bring back the corporal punishment? Would that help?
I don't think so. You see, I don't think that we should bring back the corporal punishment. I think that we should have innovative way to get to them to learn.
How?
And for instance, me, when you come to my house, there are times that you can use your phone And there are times that you can do certain things, and there are times that you cannot do. So if you go contrary to that, you know your phone will be taken away from you. That's very simple. When your phone is taken away from you, it will take a day or 2, 3 days. You roam without your phone. You get it? And
so
that's a lot.
He or she has to do a research with the phone.
That is not my business.
You comply with the rules and then you have everything easy.
That is punishment. Nobody cares what you go through when you are being punished. So that's how it is. You should find innovative way. I don't think that corporal punishment is something that we should go back to. We've gone past that. I think we should find innovative way to help children in learning. And I even think that now our education is too theoretical.
Theory, not also.
Yes, it's too theoretical. You know, we luckily enough, even though we were late in adopting it, the STEM education is something fantastic. I always praise the past administration for. We were late to adapt it. We should have adapted it years ago. But we have adapted it now, and we need to improve it, extend it to all basic schools, so that we get rid of this chew and pour. We have to also train teachers. I think in my daughter's school, it is Indian who teaches STEM education in there. We need to build the capacity of teachers in Ghana to also teach the STEM. If we have to take them outside the country to learn and bring them back, just like we did with doctors when we took them to Cuba, we can do same. We can do same. So I think that it is we need a holistic review of our entire educational structure, not just how the BEC is run and all that.
For you, they should look at the subjects, the number of subjects, and also I think you both agree on the intervals.
Yes.
It shouldn't be 1 week, at least a day or two intervals between.
Even if we can't do it intervals, we should do it a subject per day. That's all.
A subject per day. That'll be 2 weeks.
Yes.
They're equally looking at the resources as well.
Okay.
What?
They're equally looking at their resources as well.
What
that
resources?
means that you have to pay the invigilators also for additional 1 week.
I don't know how it is, the payment is done for them, but it is supposed to be calculated based on the number of subjects you invigilate.
Yes.
It doesn't have to be that we are paying you for the period in which you invigilate, even though there are certain days that you are not at post. You understand? So I think it shouldn't be something like a permanent employment.
Right, exactly. Yeah, so we've heard from Mr. Abdul and also Mr. Dubik pertaining the issue on a review on the number of subjects students are writing for BEC and also the duration. They are saying that there should be a sort of like an interval, and also the subject should be also looked at. Subjects here, my intro. Right, we are streaming live on Facebook at GhanaTalks Radio, on YouTube at GhanaTalks Radio, and also on X at GhanaTalks Radio. Do also log on. Tell us what you also think about this. Send in your comments. At this juncture, we are going to be delving into our topic for discussion this morning, and today we are on top of the NPP because it's like they are training these days, man. So the NPP set up 30 committees to boost party organization. The new Patriotic Party has announced the formation of 30 committees to help strengthen the party's internal organization and operations. The decision was approved by the party's National Executive Committee and National Council during a meeting held on May 7, 2026. The committees are meant to improve how the party manages its activities, coordinates its work, and prepares for future political engagement, according to a statement signed by the party's General Secretary, Justin Kodra Frimpong. The NPP has created 7 standing committees, 23 sector committees, and the party says the move is aimed at improving internal coordination, strengthening party governance, and also enhancing operational efficiency. One of the major committees announced is the Finance Committee, which will be responsible for managing the party's finances and mobilizing resources. The committee will be chaired by Fred Owari, while Charles Dramina will serve as secretary. And other notable members include Frema Osei Opare, Abna Osei Asare, and also Edward Boatin. The party believes the committees will help improve decision making and support effective management within the NPP. Do you think that this is actually going to improve decision making and also support effective management within the party? First off, tell us what the committee is about and why it was actually formed.
Okay, so thank you very much. I would say this is restructuring for power 2028, and if you look at the formula and the strategy used in kind of forming the committees, you would know that we are not coming to joke. We are not in for jokes, right? The constitution of this committee is is a constitutional provision under Article 10.2, 10.3, Article 14.5 of the New Patriotic Party's constitution. And so it is something that the party is supposed to do in terms of restructuring the party. And you see that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia being the flag bearer, he has made it, he has made sure that his our contenders in the primary race are all made co-chairs in various committees. And so I think that this is a good move. It's a proper restructuring of a party. It's a serious step that shows that the party is serious about winning the 2028 election. And so the various, if you look at the committees, you see that they are placed in sectors that they both had the capacity to perform. People with the requisite knowledge in the various sectors to deliver. And so I'm very happy to see that this is how the party is doing the committees, the line of restructuring. It's an important one, and I think that is going to support us going into 2028 elections. We're going to be able to come with visionary policies that is going to resonate with the Ghanaian people, with the Ghanaian youth, and eventually power is something that we're going to cover, win from the NDC, the current government.
Who actually makes these selections, and based on what do you select these people into the particular sectors that you?
The party has a committee that is responsible for that, with the input of the flag bearer, the party leadership. They are placed. If you observe, you see that Honorable Amin Anta and the other likes are placed in committees that they have the requisite knowledge to deliver. You see Honorable Kojo Oppong Nkrumah in areas where he's known to be, areas where he's supposed to deliver. You see Honorable Dominic Nitso in areas where he has already. Sometimes if you observe, you see that those people are people that are served in the ministries as ministers for certain areas, so they have enough knowledge in terms of coming together to form or come out with a policy that is going to resonate with the Ghanaian people and tackle the problems that Ghanaians are facing. So it is a strategic move, a move that is really and definitely going to solve the problems that Ghanaians are facing, because you have experienced people in those committees, experienced people enough to have to be able to come up with the policies that is going to solve the problems going into 2028 elections. And so our promise or our manifesto is going to generate, or is going to come out from the works that is going to be done by these committees. And so the committees, I believe they have the requisite understanding and they are placed in the appropriate sectors to deliver. And so we are confident that we are going to have the best manifesto, we are going to have the best policy to present to the Ghanaian people going into 2028. And the Ghanaian people are going to buy it, and we are going to win election eventually.
Right. I'll be back. I have a bunch of questions for you. Mr. Devik.
Yes, ma'am.
You are a social commentator, stroke, political analyst. Anamibwa.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Say, what page you for fraka, one waka?
Pasho. Me call page, Stand there,
okay, good. And yes, I have a paper.
Book no lie. What do you make of the formation of the committee?
Well, I think it's a step in the right direction. I've sat here countless number of occasions, and I've said that the NPP after the 2024 elections is not structured. I have criticized their communication, which is this one will say that it's not organized. This one will say that here. The next person, the next day, this person will be contradicting the person here. So if they've decided to set up committees, then it means that if for nothing at all, their communication will be structured, and then we would begin to feel how organized the party is. But I have followed politics for quite some time now, and even let me just use the example of 2024, where they had a campaign team, but in the end we realized that the campaign chairman wasn't on grounds. And if hearing from grapevines, you heard there were friction and there were issues, that's why he stepped down or he stepped aside and all that. I hope that doesn't happen going forward into the 2028 elections. I feel that this time around they've learned their lessons, and then going into the 2028 elections, they will use the mistakes that they did in 2024 to propel them to whatever Ghanaians decide they will give them, whether to give them power or to keep them in opposition. That is the sole prerogative of Ghanaians. That wouldn't be because they've set up a committee or committees or brought in people to chair them. At the end of the day, Ghanaians will look at your credibility, what you've been able to articulate, the facts on the things that you've said, and whether they are the truth or whether it was just a propaganda to achieve a political victory. Ghanaians will look into all of these things, and then in the end they will come to a conclusion.
Was it a good idea bringing his competitors on board as members of the committee that they formed?
Of course, the optics is good. People would want to say, oh, because they are on board, there's unity. You get
exactly.
It's for the optics, but at the end of the day, one thing that we would ask is that did they really work to help Dr. Bawumia to become president? They can be there, they can be committee members, they can even be committee chairpersons, but working assiduously to make Bawumia the president of the country would be a challenge for them. So it all boils down to what they will do once they are on the committee, not you just adding them to the committee. So let's just keep our fingers crossed and see that, and wait and see that actually what their objective of bringing them on board was achieved or not.
We've seen 23 sector committees. We've seen jobs, education, and then all of that. Are these people going to work within the party, or you are grooming them for when you come into power?
In terms of policy and the kind of direction the party will go, the committees here are supposed to come up with policies that is going to serve as a blueprint. When the government comes into power, going into election, what we will promise and what we will deliver when we come into power. And so both committees are coming to give us a blueprint and the way forward into election, and then after we have won the election, how we deliver.
So more or less like they are the ones going to prepare your campaign messages for...
Exactly, that's how we are going to generate our policy, our campaign message, our promises to the Ghanaian people.
23 isn't it too much?
It's not too much. Government is a whole lot of, we have a country like Ghana that requires a lot, and so I think it's in order.
Well, we've also seen Kennedy Japan opting out.
Well, he issued a communique to that effect, stating that it was a fake, post. So I don't think.
He said it's fake.
Yes.
Oh, really? Let me read it. Declination of appointments
as
from
his post, from his account.
Co-chair, from his account.
from his account.
Yes.
No, I think that what you're about to read, the spokesperson for
debunked it.
Yes, came out to
so it's a lie.
Yes.
So does that mean that he has accepted?
Yes.
No, he didn't say.
He hasn't stated.
He didn't say he's accepted it or not. And then his what do you call it? His I think his Kwesi Kwarteng said that when they were making those appointments, he was not consulted. So it is we are still waiting to see if he accepted it or not.
So as it stands now, the press release you're actually seeing is a fallacy.
Yes, they say they according to his spokesperson, he said it's fake.
There's no truth in it.
Okay.
Yes.
But what happens if someone decides not to accept it?
You see, what I can say here is that there's no way the party will make you a chair without consulting you first.
Okay, so you consult these people before bringing them on board
definitely.
As part of a particular committee?
Yes. They will consult you first before putting your name up there.
And you believe this is actually going to be effective to unite the party?
It's a step in the right direction, and we hope it give us the results we seek.
Mr. Debig,
yes,
do you see it yielding results as in uniting the party? Because you mentioned that it could be an optics.
I do. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is that kind of person that has the ability to unite. And so I foresee that this is going to definitely unite the party going forward.
I think that this alone is not enough to actually unite the party.
So what is enough?
See, I didn't want to go into these things, right? I wanted to just deal with the issues on the surface without. Without
we don't want surface things we are here.
Is it
going to the issues?
We had Abronye, Coca, and his likes sit on public space and attack Baumia's opponents. Insult them, not just attack, insult their person. Abronye at a time even said the animal elephant is more sensible than Kennedy Japan. How do you think these two people will work to make sure you win power? How can these two people work to make sure you win power? Has Abronye apologized for those comments publicly? You see, so these things are all the dynamics that would. When I started, I said that at a point in 2024, their campaign manager decided to stay away from the campaign. These are some of the things that if MPP party don't address, it doesn't matter the number of committees they set. It will always come back to haunt them.
So you think they should sit as a party, vent to each other?
You see, not just venting. They have to make sure that the elders in the party solve the issues. You know, sometimes you can want to solve an issue, but the parties involved won't be ready to even get the issue resolved. So if that is the case, then you don't have any business even adding those parties to your committees. You get it? For instance, me and my brother, we don't see eye to eye. When we meet in the studio, we punch each other, we fight. And then the producers, together with management, have come together to resolve the issues. And we say that we won't agree. The best thing they do is not to invite us or invite us separately. Bring this person today, tomorrow that person will come. Right? That is what the MPP must do. If they don't do that and they think that, it was election, we are done, so let's go back as usual, at the end of 2028, they'll be laughing at the wrong side of their mouths.
And because I learned some of the competitors didn't even go to congratulate Bawumia when he won the flag.
For me, that is trivial. It doesn't mean it's nothing. You get it? Whether I congratulate you or I don't congratulate you, you've won. It doesn't take anything from you being the victor. You get it? So that aspect of it is trivial. I don't subscribe to that. But where my problem is the raw insult
that they meted out at each other, how do they resolve it and come together and work as committee? You get it?
But do you think they can actually resolve it? Because even sitting to even talk about issues is also another thing, because we saw the delegates conference that was actually supposed to unite.
One thing I always say, and I don't know if I've made that point in this studio. I am saying that I've said that the NPP needs to change the face of the party.
When you mean the face of the party, what do you mean?
Okay. Baumia has been elected as the flag bearer of the party. You see, when you look at, I said this the other time, the only person in the MPP who cannot hold position in the next MPP administration is Nanado. The only person, even Kenofreata, can hold position in the next MPP administration.
Why not him?
Nanado, the constitution bars him from holding any position in government. He can't be a minister. He can't even contest as an MP again. He's done. You get it?
Yeah.
So, people will always associate these faces. Kwakwa Jamaimanu, we will associate his face to the Sputnik V. These people cannot lead the charge to convince Ghanaians to vote for you again. My brother here is clean. Did you hear any scandal about him?
Oh no.
Such young people should be the ones leading the charge. You see, when I make comparison between MPP and NDC, people will say, oh, you are speaking in favor of the NDC. When NDC lost the elections in 2016, how many of the people that contributed to the loss of NDC within the NDC moved with the party to 2020 and were forerunners, apart from John Mama? Professor Joshua Alabi, who became the campaign coordinator or the campaign manager of John Mama, at that time was not a known politician. He was the pro vice chancellor of UPSC in 2016. They brought him in. The likes of Nuruddin Abbas, Sami Jamfi, the young communicators that arose. But yes, still you see people like Pius Nam Hajide communicating on behalf of MPP and even criticizing corruption. People who always have already associated you to something that they think is bad. So whatever you say to them doesn't make sense. You see, if you go to the Ashanti region, the generation that lived under PNDC would never love NDC. Do you know why? Because they feel that the PNDC meted out brutalities on them. But the generation, the new generation that came, didn't see that time. They were not there. They didn't experience it. So they don't care whatever happened in the past. This generation lived under the Akufo-Addo regime for 8 years. So if you want to resonate with them, committees alone won't cut it. You need to introduce fresh people, fresh faces, people who didn't have anything to do with the Akufo-Addo's regime.
2016 to 20.
You get it? And that is what MPP is not doing. That is what I think MPP is not doing. You see, where are the new faces in parliament? MPP, there are new faces in parliament. People who are first timers. Why are they not the ones communicating? Why are the Kojo Opon Kromes and Amin Hunters who supervise over the economy still talking about the economy? Why? So I think that in as much as they've set up a committees, not just one committee, it's committees to propagate or fashion out a strategy for them. I think that the number one priority of MPP is to change the face of the MPP, change the face of the communicators.
You think that will help?
That will help.
And unite the party as well?
Of course. If imagine that a Kennedy supporter sitting down, then Abronya comes to Peace FM. Will he listen?
But won't that be a sort of chaos? Because it'll be like, me, I've been in a party for how long? And you just came now, you want to be communicating for them.
That's the problem of politics in this country. You see, Politics in this country don't look at competence. They look at how long you've been in the game.
Loyal.
And I think that is wrong. If he's 18-year-old and he can do the job, give the job to him to do it, regardless of how long he has been in the party. You get it? And I think that has always also been the problem for Alhaji Bawumia. People always say, no, but he wasn't even a party member in 2008. And that has been his problem, one of his problems in the MPP. I think that if the person can do it and do it well, let him do it. Because at the end of the day, if MPP is in power, all the MPP members are given priorities. We can decide to lie about it. But if MPP is in power and my brother wants something in government and I want something in government, he will get it ahead of me. You get it?
Yeah.
So it's better to have your party in power than to say I've been in it for a long time and take the job and won't be able to do it and the party stays in the opposition.
Right. Mr. Abdul.
Right. So thank you very much. Talking about the issue of unity, to be able to determine whether there can be unity, you have to look at the candidates. So in the heat of the election, the presidential race, we saw all sort of attacks on the person of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia beyond politics. It moved to a level that was, that it went too far. It was so detrimental. Dr. Bawumia as a person has never for a single day issued any insult attack on any of the candidates.
Which is the competitors.
You understand?
Right.
His competitors. So this alone tells you that he has what it takes to unite the party. He has it.
But do you think you're using the right strategy?
So what we are saying is that this is politics, right? We have politics, we make enemies. But as a party, the ultimate goal is for the party to win election. And power is the most central thing in politics. And so if after the runs and the higgledy-piggledy you are not able to come together to win election, then what makes you a party? So what we're saying is that the contenders should be able to put their grievances aside. I mean, the verdict is out. The people have, made their choice. You cannot change it. There's no way you can change it. So the only thing that is left for you is to come together with the candidates for you to work towards victory 2028. That is why I keep saying that it will be one most insensitive decision to make for any of the contenders to think that boycotting the party to run either independent or whatsoever is the best decision to take. Because as a body corporate, NPP, no matter the kind of hits we go through, no matter the kind of insult we put or we throw at each other, the common thing that makes us a party is the fact that we have NPP, and the most important thing is that we should be able to stand by the party irrespective of our personal interest. And if you remember, Dr. Bawumia stated that when we lost the 2024 elections, he stated that if the survey suggested that he lost the election because he's a Muslim, he would be one of the most happiest person to step aside for another person to continue. But that is not the suggestion of the surveys and the research they undertook. So that means that this is the kind of person that does not only look at his personal interest, and that is what I think the other candidates should imitate from him. And we are saying that the party NPP, we have gone through this kind of situations, and we are still together as a party. I mean, when the NDC lost in 2016, they were scattered, but they have been able to organize themselves to win election in 2016.
So you think it's a phase that you can equally overcome as well?
Yes, definitely.
But you think you're using the right strategy to...
We are using the right strategies. I mean, remember the PNDC era, they tried to kill the party NPP by meeting out a lot of this inhuman treatment on the members of the NPP, but it never broke the party. The period where Buzia, the Dombo, SD Dombo, their era, Yakubu Tale era, I mean, we never broke. When Nkrumah passed a law that he could arrest somebody, keep him in detention, for him to lose his membership of the National Assembly, It didn't break us as a party. So this is something that is mere, something that we can easily overcome. The party NPP, we can unite and come back and win 2028 elections. And we have the man that has a quality that is capable of, leading the unity in the party. And we have seen the signs. He has exhibited that. And so, my brother also talked about the fact that we have to change the face of the party. I would not entirely debunk that, but he made mention of Dr. Amin Anta and Kojo Nkrumah specifically. So I want to deal with that. Amin Anta served for about 6 months in office as minister responsible for finance. Kojo Nkrumah served as was it communication minister. There's no single scandal against any of these people.
But let's look at their credibility.
They have credibility intact. Nothing touches their credibility. Credible person, 100% credible. One of the most brilliant, assets we have in the NPP. Amin Anta, one of the most brilliant economists in the NPP. These people have nothing, that damages their reputation. And so that is why we have seen that, the harassment and the political persecution that is ongoing is not targeted at, any of these people, because they have reputation intact. They have not been engaged in any corrupting activities. And so these people, they have their reputation intact. Nothing is, disturbing that. So first of all, I would understand that some, face of the party may need to be changed, but I don't think it should be an overhaul. I don't think so.
You don't think there should be new faces? There shouldn't.
There should be. I mean, youth in governance is one most important thing. I always support that. We should be able to get the youth into, the party structure, so that, in most often than not, you see the youth resonate with the grassroots than, even those at the top. Sometimes they hardly make time with the people, and so it is important to have the youth that easily connect with the people. But to say it should be an overhaul, I don't think so.
But looking at your records, how would you be able to convince Ghanaians? Because I believe when you are going to campaign again, you remind them.
We had one of the best record in governance.
Oh, really?
Yes, I stand by that, because look, NPP is a party that went through crisis in governance. And to have a party or a leader that is able to take us through the kind of crisis we went through. I mean, look at what is happening now. There's no crisis, but we cannot sleep in electricity. We cannot have electricity for 24/7. At the time there were crises in this country, we were sleeping we had electricity all over. Businesses were not suffering because of Dumso. So that should tell you the extent to which we suffered in terms of the crisis that we went through as a country. So
are you sure there was no Dumso during your term?
I said we had for over 8 years. We enjoyed steady power supply.
Oh, are you sure?
Yes, it was only about, I think it was in 2022 or so, that we had some challenges, right?
So this government is equally having their challenge. I don't
look at their explanation that they are replacing transformers.
And also seeing Nakosombo also Ben.
And we are telling you that transformer replacement has never been a reason for doing so in this country under our regime.
But how does your light still stay on when they are fixing your transformer?
But does that mean you should be suffering doom so when how many minutes do you take to change a transformer?
Oh, Mr. Abdul.
I'm just telling you how many minutes. Just tell me how many minutes.
I am not an expert.
I have seen.
I know that it takes time.
I have seen. You cannot use more than 24 hours to replace a transformer.
Are you sure?
But you don't see transformers.
Are you an expert?
I'm not an expert.
So how well do you know that you cannot use 24 hours to fix a transformer?
Let me flow. I have sat and watched a transformer replacement in my community. And I know that it should not take you more than 24 hours.
So you agree they are changing transformers?
It's enough to change about 5 transformers. 25 hours. A single transformer. What are you saying? You bring the thing, remove the one on top, then put one inside. How many minutes should it take you? You are telling me we should be sleeping in that.
It's easy like that.
It's very simple.
Oh, really?
Very simple.
Hey, mama.
The lights. I've seen that. So I'm thinking based on experience.
Yes. Like, I'm not an expert. I have seen
transformer replacement. And that I am saying it has never been a reason for this country to suffer doom so under our 8 years in governance.
So during your tenure, what happened before we saw the lights going on and off?
I'm unable to give technical explanations as to the challenges we had then.
And even that, did you communicate better
saying,
with the people of Ghana?
Is it?
Did you communicate better? Just as we are seeing this current administration communicating and trying so much to be transparent with the people.
Their communication is deception.
How is it deception? But you just admitted that they are changing transformers.
That's what they are saying. And I'm telling you.
But you said it yourself also.
I said that's what they've said. So I'm only saying that is what they told us. Right?
So meaning you don't believe them?
I'm taking their word for it. Right? That's what they told us, that they are changing transformers. And I am telling you that transformer change has never been a reason for the country to suffer doom so under our 8 years in governance. As simple as that. Oh.
Now we are swaying from NPP to doom so.
Can I come in? Oh no, for me I won't talk about the doom so.
Right.
It's they are known facts.
All right.
That no government in the Fourth Republic, no government in the Fourth Republic has stayed in power without experiencing some form of doomsday or power technical challenges. That these are known facts, so there won't be any need to rebut or go into those issues. But when I mention Kojo Opon Kroma, I just don't mention names. So when I sit on this platform and I mention a name, I just don't mention the name. Information Ministry management staff paid themselves 151,500 Ghana cedis as risk allowance. The Auditor General's report has advised that the Information Ministry is made to pay the country 151,500 Ghana cedis. It was under Kojo Opon Kroma.
Where did you read that from?
Ghana Web. There's it. I didn't create that.
Can we proceed?
And it is in the Auditor's General report. I'm not making this thing up.
So that means his credibility is...
There are issues. When I sit here and I talk, there are issues. I won't just open my mouth and mention a name without having a challenge with how they conducted themselves when they were in office. Kojo Opon Kroma was a cabinet minister for 8 solid years. Every decision that plunged the economy into darkness, Kojo Opon Kroma was part of that decision makers. Amin Hunter was a member of the finance committee. Throughout his stay in parliament. And look at where our economy got to. The person can be brilliant. I'm not saying that they are dumb. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they are dumb. But I'm saying that people will look at your record and associate them to the failures. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So you see, when Amin Hunter wrote that letter to the IMF, the question people were asking him on social media was, why didn't he write that same letter when the Bank of Ghana made over 60 million losses? So you get it. So he's not the right person to lead the charge, the communication on the economy. Because anytime he brings up issues, people will ask him, why didn't you do this when same things happen under you? But if it were you writing, people won't even have record of you in that era. Because I'm not sure at that time you were on radio communicating. You understand? So when we talk about changing the face, we are not saying that people that are there now are not brilliant. We are saying that the people there will be associated with the failures of the past, which won't help your own party. I'm not a politician, but I know one or two about politics and how it should be done. And I think that to keep the old guard there is detrimental to the chances of you winning the elections. Because anytime somebody speaks, they'll bring out the person's own record. When you try to debunk Kwadwo Oppong-Nkrumah being the most credible person in the MPP, I just brought you something that he spearheaded at the Ministry of Information. When nurses were not being paid their allowances, Kwadwo Oppong-Nkrumah and their allies were paying themselves. He was a minister. Maybe he didn't even know, but he was a minister. He was the person supervising that ministry. So you cannot absolve him of blame. You get it? So when we sit here, we talk about these things. It is, you see, Ghana cannot thrive on one political party. There are people who would want the demise of MPP or want the demise of NDC. I'm not that kind of person. I want these two political parties to be strong, so that if this person mess up, we can bring this other party.
So that thing you just showed to me is from Ghana Web, right?
Ghana Web, yes.
I'm trying to get it from the Auditor General's report so that we don't mince words. Because it's not everything that Ghana Web posts that is accurate.
But it's a credible news I have.
You see?
I said I better rely on
the
Auditor General's report.
I don't believe the
I know news sources and how these things are
I'm coming. Easy.
Somebody will sit on radio, make an allegation, and it becomes news.
Bro,
you understand?
Bro.
Sure.
I'm coming. Just a second. You see, Kwadwo Oppong-Nkrumah has been in this country since the day this thing was published. 23rd January 2023.
Right.
He has been in this country since this thing was published. They have researchers. If it wasn't true, somebody might have come across this thing,
or even taken it down.
Of course. So if this thing has been here since 2023, I just have to reference it. I only referenced it though. I made reference to it to tell you that Kwadwo Oppong-Nkrumah is not as clean as you are trying to make him be. So if you can't find it in the Auditor's General account, I've showed you where my source is. You are the one who wants a different source. I'm okay with this source.
No, you showed me Ghana Web.
And I'm okay with this source.
You told me
are there other sources?
It is in the,
you see, if there are other sources, I don't know.
You said it is in the Auditor General's report, right? We have not even read the full statement to know what it portrays. Whether it was said by someone on radio or whether it is actually from Auditor General's report. So the best thing or the thing let
me read the introduction. Let me read just the introduction so that we clear this thing of radio something. The Auditor's General report has advised that the the Information Ministry is made to pay the country the amount I mentioned. So it cannot be somebody making an assertion on radio.
Are you satisfied?
I'm not satisfied.
It cannot be an assertion somebody is making on radio. If it was an assertion somebody is making on radio, it would have been.
I would advise that you give that to her. Let her read the full extent of that. Let's see what was in there.
Okay.
Also open when ya.
COVID-19. Information Ministry management staff paid themselves 151,500 Ghana cedis as RICS allowances. The Auditor General's report has advised that the Information Ministry is made to pay the country 151,500 Ghana cedis. It could be remembered that during the rising COVID-19 numbers, the president in a speech promised health workers an insurance package. He said an amount of 350,000 Ghana cedis for each health personnel and allied professional at the forefront of the fight has been put in place. Also, contact tracers were going to be paid a daily allowance of 150 Ghana cedis. But portions of the Auditor General's report said the management of the Information Ministry and its support staff.
Repeat the portions. The portions of the what?
But the portions of the Auditor General's report said the management of the Information Ministry and its support staff, who are not health workers, paid themselves an amount of 651,500 Ghana cedis as risk allowance for going to work in the wake of COVID-19. The Auditor General believes these monies need to be refunded by the management and staff of the Information Ministry who were beneficiaries. It has advised that the money is paid into the Auditor General's Recovery Fund.
Is this a commentary somebody made on radio? Does it look like that?
No.
Okay. Very well.
Are you satisfied? You're still not satisfied.
What you have read, I have listened keenly.
Mm-hmm.
And, as I have stated, I made mention that Ghana Web, I have found numerous instances where they publish false, misleading information. And so, relying on it, just in the surface of it like this, would not give me the full satisfaction of what should be the fact of the case. In any ways, I expected that government should have taken action regarding this transaction, to ascertain whether that payments were illegal or not. You understand? Because allowances are being paid to staffs. For example, at the parliamentary service level, they pay parliamentary service staff allowances. And so we must first of all ascertain whether those payments were illegal or not before we can, proceed further. But, be as it may, we'll take it as it is. I expected to see that the Auditor General's report speaks more on that. But this is just Ghana Web, a news outlet that I cannot entirely put my belief on. No.
So does that mean that you also do not consume news stories from them?
I see news stories, I read based on my understanding, and I just told you that certain times I saw news outlets from their website that are not factual, that does not represent the.
So this is part of them.
I don't know if it is, but if I see the Auditor General's report, I'll be able to ascertain whether what they've said is true or not.
Right. Lastly, on the issue of the setup of the committee, is the expertise the only thing you look out for before selecting these people? Do you look at their records as well?
Yeah, definitely. We look at what they can do. We look at their expertise, their experience. We look at all that before we constitute the committee, so we can have the best of the committee, the best coming out from the committee. So we look at all of that.
Right. We are wishing you all the best, and we are hoping that this committee that you set up will actually bring unity into the party and also prepare you for 2028 election. Lastly, from you, Mr. Dubik, your closing remarks on this?
Of course, I wish them well. I just hope that they get into the 2028 election stronger, and then all their assertions, all their plans work out for them. So basically, that is what I wish for them. I just hope that their committees works better for them. It's goes to generate the kind of momentum that they want for the elections, and then everything just falls in place for them. So I can only wish them well.
We can only wish them well. Now on to our next topic of discussion. This actually has to do with the former president. So the New Patriotic Party has condemned recent verbal attacks directed at former President John Ejiokum Kufuor, describing the comments as disrespectful and unacceptable. And the party has also called on the National Democratic Congress to distance itself from the remarks and ruin in outspoken media personality Kelvin Taylor. According to the NPP, such attacks undermine political tolerance, national unity, and the dignity of statesmanship in Ghana's democratic space. I believe you've seen the post.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And it's actually an old post which has resurfaced again on social media. But first off, which party does Kelvin Taylor belong to?
I'm really not concerned about the party he belongs to, but let's look at it this way. You see, I'm surprised that someone would, sacrifice his life this way. I mean, if I am the son of Kevin, if Kevin Taylor is my father, there's no way I would be happy that growing up, I realized that the only thing my father does for living is insulting people who are better than him. I don't think it will speak well. And I'm wondering how his children, I don't know if you have any, would feel if they see this kind of posture he has taken, that his entire life he's going to be insulting people who are better than him in society.
But what did he say to the former president?
He said a lot. Look, I'll not be able to speak word to word because some of these words I don't want to have them coming from my mouth. But it is very sad, it is very bad that somebody has just sacrificed his life so that another people will be enjoying. I mean, does he not think that from the position he has taken now, he's never going to be able to, become president? You can never reach the level of the former president, President Kufuor. It is never going to happen. This man is something who has held the highest office of the land. Maximum respect should be given to him. You are just somebody who sits at a basement in somewhere in the United States, and the only thing you know is to insult people better than you. I mean, and I'm not surprised that we have a certain government that believes that what this guy is doing is so right. Said that even when there was a bench warrant on him, they found a way to bring him into the jurisdiction, take him to court to quash the bench warrant, allow him, and then ask him to go back and continue what he was doing. This is a clear case of government-sponsored idiot. Look, I'm sorry to use this word, but it's sad that this guy or this man has just chosen to be stupid. Insulting people is the only thing he knows how to do. People that has impacted your life.
So this is what he said. In one of his political talk shows, Kelvin Taylor described the former president as lazy and added that he should stand up and walk.
Can you imagine?
That was actually the statement he made. And you said you don't know if he's actually a member of the NPP or the NDC. Well, this is actually a communique coming from your party. And they are saying that they are calling for the immediate expel of Mr. Kelvin Taylor and also Reverend Ernest Owusu Bempa. So that should tell us that this communique alone should tell us that Kelvin Taylor is actually a member of your party. Mr. Dubik.
You see, sometimes I find it very difficult to listen to politicians talk. First of all, let me condemn any kind of insult whatsoever on any leader or somebody who have led this country before. I won't condone it, I'll never do it, and I'll never advise anybody to do it. It is not right. Let's establish that. But you says that it is wrong to insult Kufuor. You get it? But in one breath, your original chairman insulted other former presidents. Why that double standards? Who in NPP condemned it when Untumi sat on his radio, insulted President Mahama, at that time former President Mahama? Who condemned it when Abronye sat on radio insulting former President Mahama? Who condemned it when the deputy organizer sat on radio and said Mahama is a drunkard, and when he drinks he says things anyhow? Who condemned it? Today you want Kevin Taylor be hanged because he insulted Kufuor. If you have principles, condemn insult in the entirety and don't single out people. I was in this country when Derry Guide, a newspaper affiliated with the NPP, photoshopped a picture of JJ coming out of the sea and then said he was linked to Mame Wata. That was in the 1990s and the 2000s. I was in this country. I was here. I saw it. And this politics of insult didn't start yesterday. It has been with us since the 1957 up to today.
Which group of people said Kwame Nkrumah had a Kankan Nyame in his office? Which people said that? The UGCC tradition through to the MPP now. So if you want to sanitize the political space and make it devoid of insult, condemn it. Everyone that has insulted a former president before, condemn it. Don't single out Kevin Taylor. Mahama was somebody's husband too. He is also loved. He has people who love him.
Now, grandpa.
So if you insult him and it's nothing, and people insult Kufuor and you think it is something, what are you telling me? What are you saying? If you were in this country, in 2015, 2016, no, even 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, you won't be saying the kind of things my brother is saying this morning. For what it's worth, Kevin Taylor says he's an MPP person. He brandishes his party card every day. What has the party done in reference to that? Has the party disassociated themselves from Kevin Taylor? He says he's your member. He shows his party card. Nobody in the MPP has said that Kevin Taylor's party card that he shows is fake, or they didn't issue it. But today we conveniently want to say that Kevin Taylor is an NDC person, and then for that reason, NDC should condemn his act. When the person himself has said, I'm an MPP person.
So who should be condemning?
MPP should be condemning him. And the people, the likes of Kevin Taylor, who are in the MPP, because there are a lot of Kevin Taylors in the MPP. Who to me is one of it. Abronya is one of it. Your deputy organizer is one of it. The guy who organized macho men to go fight demonstrators, he's one of it. So if we don't want insult, let's be principled about it and say that we don't want insult. We are condemning any manner of insult towards our leaders in this country. But you cannot pick and choose. You cannot single out people, one person, and say that Kevin Taylor has done this, Kevin Taylor is this, when there are even worse people in your party. When we in this country, when Untumi sat on radio and said that Professor Nana looked like a witch. Didn't you hear that? What did the MPP do as a party? Huh? We were here when John Kuma, the late John Kuma, sat on radio in what do you call it? Kumasi, Fox FM, and said Professor Atamus looked like a chimpanzee. And when he was arrested, NPP affiliated lawyer Esan Kuma came out to say that insulting the president is not a crime. Today it is a crime because they are insulting Kufuor.
Let me hear from Mr. Abdul.
Right. Please, I want to apologize for receiving the call.
Yes.
When I shouldn't have. Yes. So thank you very much for the opportunity. I think my brother is exhibiting double standards in this show.
How is he?
He has stated that we should condemn Kevin Taylor. I have just condemned him for the act, and he's saying that he doesn't think my condemnation is right. I don't understand. This guy has dedicated his life, right? This is a different issue. He has dedicated his life to insulting people. It's not something that happens once in a while. What he does for living is insulting people, and this is something we must condemn. When we won power, he said he's an NPP man. There was a NDC man. He said he's an NPP man.
Yes.
There was a bench warrant on this guy. He for the 8 years we're in office, he never stepped his foot into this country. As soon as NDC came into office, they brought him back, went to court to quash the bench warrant, and said, look, go back and continue insulting people.
That was what they told
I told you this is a case of government-sponsored idiots. What are you telling me? I do not subscribe to insulting leaders. I don't subscribe to insulting people. But look, let me tell you. We had government communication minister, Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, who sat on TV and had turned himself into a medical doctor, discussing the medical condition of President Akufo-Addo. Nothing happened to him. Let's condemn this with all sincerity. I don't support that act. But look, there was an RTI to Parliament requesting for travel information of the Speaker, and they refused to give that information because they felt that releasing that information would expose the health status of the Speaker. How much more of a communication minister sitting on TV to discuss the health status of President Mahama? Look, I have maintained this stance that Ghana enjoyed the best of freedom of speech under President Akufo-Addo, the highest of it. This guy must be cautioned. Kevin Taylor he's gone way too much. So, and if we allow this thing to go on and keep going on, it's going to destabilize our democracy.
Right. So why is the NPP telling the NDC to distance itself from Kevin Taylor when this person is actually a member of your party?
Kevin Taylor is not a member of our party.
What shows he's
if he says he's a member of our party, he has a responsibility as a party person.
But there's a press release that shows that he has been expelled from the party.
No, that's a fake one.
Are you sure?
There are responsibilities you undertake as a party member. His conduct and activities are not in accordance with what we stand for as a party.
How fake is this? This thing was signed by your...
yes, the General Secretary issued a statement that is fake.
You know what? Take this. Let's just get out. I don't want to read it, so he says that I'm reading it. So when he's done, you read it to his hearing.
Right.
Yes.
I know you have to run, but you have to sit.
There's pressure on me.
Sorry. We'll finish soon.
Sure.
Should I proceed or you conclude?
Let me listen to what my brother was saying.
No, I want you to conclude what I was saying.
No, he wants to listen, so read. When we finish, I'll talk.
Supreme Court stopped Justin Wuni from hearing Kennedy Japan's contempt case. Justice Amos Wuni of the High Court's Land Division has been ordered by the Supreme Court to step down as presiding judge in the contempt case against the Member of Parliament for Asin Central, Kennedy Japan. The court also quashed all the proceedings that have gone on so far on the case, save for the order for Mr. Japan to appear before the High Court on contempt charges, as well as the charge sheet, and ordered that the case be returned to the registry of the High Court for reassignment to a different judge. The Supreme Court gave the order today, Wednesday, October 14, 2020. His lawyer, Alexander Fenyo-Markin, speaking to the media after the order, said the justices of the Supreme Court referenced the Montier 3 case. He said the justices said the affected judges did not sit on the contempt case, hence the decision. Mr. Kennedy Japan's lawyers invoked the supervisory jurisdiction of the Supreme Court for orders of prohibition against Justice Amos Wuni's hearing of the case. They argued that Justice Wuni assumed jurisdiction in a matter that he wrongly assumed concerned him. They also insisted that Justice Wuni demonstrated extreme hostility towards the lawmaker during the trial and even refused to be persuaded by any legal reasoning in the cause. Lawyer Kwame Jan for Kennedy Japan cited an off-the-record comment attributed to Justice Wuni that if you touch a high-tension pole, you will be electrocuted, which he said demonstrated the judge's hostility towards the Asin Central Member of Parliament.
Thank you. Now give me back my phone. do you understand why I made you read this?
You should explain.
Okay.
I don't understand.
The reason why we read this is to make to put your allegations, as in Kevin Taylor was smuggled into the country and then a bench warrant quashed. You see, this case is the same.
This is a different scenario. Let me tell you. We have security apparatus in this country.
Finish, please.
He's going in the wrong direction.
Please, you let me hear.
We have a case had already started in court. Right? That is different from. Let
me listen to
an
him.
arrest
Then I
warrant
come back
on
to you.
person. He came into the car. Are you telling me that the security at the port didn't realize that there's a bench warrant on him? This guy came into the jurisdiction he was, protected. There were allegations that he was even kept in the vice president residency.
You said you are in a hurry to go somewhere, bro. You know that, right? You said you are in a hurry to go somewhere.
They bundled him to the court to quash
it. It will be better you allow me speak.
Person
no, it will be better you let me speak so you can go your somewhere. You get it. You see, he's trying to say that this case is different from what Kevin Taylor's case. You see, the similarities in the case is that the judge whom the act was committed against was the one sitting in to prosecute it. So it was like the judge was of course. And that is why Kevin Taylor at the end of the day, that is why it was quashed. If you when you were reading this thing, you said that it says that all proceedings at the court was quashed. All proceedings at the court was what? Quashed. So it was good for Kennedy Japan to have a fair hearing by referring his case to a different judge who didn't have interest in the matter. But it is wrong for Kevin Taylor to have the same. Really, I don't get that. I don't get that kind of comparison here. You see, I'm not saying that whatever Kevin Taylor does is good. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you think what Kevin Taylor is doing is wrong, you have people who do worse in your party than Kevin Taylor. And I've mentioned them.
I hope to meet him again.
And they will bring me back. They've mentioned them. I've mentioned them in this studio that what those people do is even worse than what Kevin Taylor does. Want to miss out on radio and said that President Mahama had slept with his own daughter. President Mahama's wife went to the market. When he came back, President Mahama had slept with their maid. Nobody in the MPP. Nobody in the MPP said that what they were doing was wrong because President Mahama was former president. Former President Bichi and former President B. If it is wrong to be done against Kufuor, it should be wrong to be done against Mahama. And if you want me to help you to condemn it, you have to come out and say both of them are wrong. Don't tell me one is wrong and ignore the other one. When they are talking, they conveniently leave their party members. So when I sat down, I mentioned over 4 members of the MPP who have been insulting. Can you say same for MPP folks, NDC folks? NDC. How many people in the NDC can you say they just sit on radio and all they do is insult other people? Even when NDC person insults somebody, NDC comes out and apologizes to the person. For instance, in 2024, when one guy, I've forgotten his name, insulted President Kufuor, NDC came out, apologized. Recently, when the woman, I don't think that was an insult. When he said something that the public felt it was disrespectful, the Pentecost chairman, something.
Mary Usi.
Yes, and the chief of staff went there and apologized.
Yeah.
Can we say something for the MPP? You people are beneficiary of politics of insult.
But
you people are beneficiary of politics of insult. So today when you sit here and you want us to crucify Kevin Taylor because he has insulted Kufuor, why? The same office that Kufuor held, that you think he should be revered, isn't that the same position that Mahama held? Wasn't Mahama the president of the country? Wasn't Atames the president of the country? Wasn't JJ president of the country? But they were insulted.
But Mr. Dubé, don't you think that if we go about this way, tit for tat, because you did it, I did it, are we not encouraging these commentators or social communicators to actually go about insulting?
I'm not saying that it is good that because they insulted Atamels, Mahama and JJ, it is okay for them to insult Kufuor. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if the MPP which is writing statements today calling NDC to condemn Kevin Taylor, if they were principled or had credibility, they will first of all condemn the insult on Mahama that they are writing the letter to, because the person that you are writing the letter to, your people insulted. They should show us the letter of them condemning their own people when they were insulting Mahama, before we can even talk about the condemnation of Kevin Taylor. What I'm preaching is not tit for tat. What I'm preaching is principle. They should have principle and come to the table with clean hands.
So that is far gone. How then do they correct this? Because why you and as I say, I always we are.
And so I hear we cancel the term. So moving forward, moving forward, they should advocate that.
So the young people shouldn't say anything.
You see, moving forward, what the MPP can do is that moving forward, when their communicator comes out to insult,
they should condemn.
They should condemn it. Then, if NDC person comes out to insult, then they can now write to NDC people and tell them that, look, when our people insulted your people, we condemned it. We won't tolerate this. You to condemn it.
So they can start it. They can start doing that.
Who can start?
The NPP can start condemning their people.
They can start condemning their people. And I'm wondering the number of people they will sanction in their party.
Because now Kelvin Taylor has been expelled with Dr. N.S. Bempa.
That is up to them. Me, I'm not in their party with them. If they understand politics, then they would know that expelling people shouldn't be an option in politics.
When you say it shouldn't be an option, that means that you
see, disciplinary measures can be taken against you. Certain portfolios that you hold can be taken against you. Certain benefits that you get can be taken away from you. But to expel somebody completely, I disagree. Because at the end of the day, when the person goes and casts his ballot for Bawumia, you don't follow it and go and remove it. You understand? If you say I've expelled you from NDC, and I go and I vote for the next presidential candidate of the NDC, would they follow me and go and remove my ballot and throw it away because they've expelled me from the NDC? So if I hold a position in an NDC, they can suspend me. My membership as an NDC person, even though I don't have a membership of the NDC, but I'm just saying, my membership of the NDC, if I had one, can be suspended. You get it? But to expel me, no, I don't think it is the right thing to do.
Because baby will be a better.
But
you know that this has actually become a trend. People just get up, buy TVC this data, and then they begin to just talk. Where do we actually draw the line when it comes to, giving commentary pertaining these politicians?
You see, whether we like it or not, this is the downsides of social media. This is the negative of the social media, because you cannot actually tell who is talking and whether they even have what it takes to discuss the issues they are talking about. So it will be hard to eradicate this kind of communication in our political space, but we can start by condemning it when it happens. We can start by not allowing ourselves to use our politics. People will insult the president, threaten the president, and when they are arrested and released, a presidential candidate will invite them to their house and be shaking hands with them.
Right. Lastly, on the issue of Kelvin Taylor, before we leave, our time is up.
See, for MPP to even write that letter, given what has happened in the last year and a half, shows how unprincipled the MPP can be sometimes. Fanti Comedy or whatever his name is.
Yes.
After he finished with whatever thing that he did, where did he go? He went to Bawumia's house. Bawumia shook hands with him and congratulated him and then encouraged him to continue with the job that he's doing.
Did he encourage him?
Now I go back chrono acho. Every now I could the what to near you know abana chanam say why
Did you hear him say more?
So what
if he condemned him and told him not to repeat it again?
Did you hear that one?
No, we were not there. You can't assume and say that was what he
you
said.
have the right to assume. I also have the right to assume.
No, but it should be on facts.
So the fact is, did he go to his house?
Yes, he did.
What happened when he went to his house? Did he shake his hands?
Yes, he did.
Was it captured in camera?
Yes, it was.
So if all these things were captured in camera,
did he say congratulations?
Why didn't the condemnation
did he say
also
congratulations to him? No,
why didn't the condemnation
you and
also
I don't know.
wasn't on camera? Yes, assembly near dance here. You try assembly be who they are dancing.
But say so, yeah, like you can't opinion him or bedroom.
Now why they penny, you know? And you see, you can't opinion him or bedroom. One person will become a fancy comedy and him a bedroom. But I say this is the can't a Kevin Taylor and him a bedroom.
Makachi.
What principles? Huh? It shows that you don't have principles. The fact that Baumia even invited them to his house alone was a form of endorsement to what they did. Because if somebody does something bad and you don't want to associate yourself with them, you distance yourself from them. Baumia could have released a statement and said, I didn't send them. They are not doing this for me. But yet he invited them to his house and you're saying that it wasn't endorsement.
I don't see that.
He called the man on phone. He called him on phone when he was getting ready to be sent to the cell. He called him, according to Fanti Comedy, after the interview, during the interview that he did after he was arrested. He said Baumia called him, and that even motivated him. He said all those things in his what do you call it interviews. And he said when Baumia called him and then his cellmate knew that Baumia had called, they gave him a special place to sleep. This is Fanti Comedy speaking, not me. So at the end of the day, when all these things goes around and you come and then you sit here and say, oh, Kevin Taylor is a party-sponsored idiot, party-sponsored stupid. You have a lot of them in your party. A lot of them. In fact, if you are to count, maybe I can impact 3 MPP more. Kennedy Japan at a point said they should ban Mahama. He didn't know Mahama was that stupid. He would ban Mahama and his family. Who said something in this country? He was a former president though. Mahama was a former president at that time, just like Kufuor is. If it is wrong to touch Kufuor, then it is wrong to touch Mahama. But if you allow people to touch Mahama, you can't tell me that people shouldn't touch Kufuor. Because me, if you slap me, I'll slap you some. So that's my principle.
Oh, fine, Thank you so much, Mr. Dubik, and thank you to Mr. Abdul as well. He left us. He had to, go take off some issues as well. So this is from Paul on Facebook. Great job. I actually do not know who he is referring to, but thank you so much for your comments, Mr. Paul, and thank you too for watching the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show on Facebook. Thank you too for joining us on the second segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. We had such an insightful and a very educative conversation right here on the show. Thank you so much. We'll meet same time tomorrow. Do have a lovely day.